Live, I say.
Sorry, so Stuart, what do you think of season 3, episode 4, and what do you give out of 10? This is a great 2 hour live. Um, right, we're nearing the end. The
Ah,
live tracker says good things. Now, if you didn't hear the last 2 hours of the live, I don't think the chat was a bit empty, but most people aren't interested in so much. So yeah, closing thoughts, Stuart, if you could. And would you give it 11 out of 10 or a 7 out of 9 or whatever each Eb's name was?
sure. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really remember much of our conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, as if it was a hollow scenario. Was that, did I just play the hollow simulation of our review before the review? So I've talked about
We
it
must
twice,
have.
and that wasn't really you. But you led me to believe it was you. Is that the twist? That you are not you? That are you now you?
I'm a hologram.
Right. Gosh, Stuart.
Anyways, welcome back, guys.
Hello.
I guess we'll do it again. It's fine.
Well, my perspective,
Hello.
you were probably like on the porch drinking a tea, and I just probably did this twice. Goodness. In fairness, I did watch our review editing it, so I have already lived this review twice. And you've done 2 reviews already. You both have. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Hi, Stuart.
Ah, hi. Yeah. A
Episode.
space adventure hour time.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
And I like to make the joke, welcome to Frontier Yards,
Mhm.
because, if this was the show, that's what we'd be called,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
probably.
Mhm. Mhm. Mm. But Stuart, I would
Anyway.
like you to, however, pimp what our Saturday release is going to be because I'm quite pleased with that one and what people are
Ooh,
coming in.
yes.
Hmm.
Excellent. Yeah, that is a exclusive interview with Chris Huseman from Tomy talking about the D7 that they're going to be going live campaign wise the weekend of the STLV convention. So check it out if you have any questions or concerns. But yeah, it's a good interview. Chris is a good guy.
Have you had a chance to watch any of it yet?
I haven't actually. I should have probably done
Wait
that.
till the end.
Dun 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 dun. Are there like after credit sequences?
Who's to say?
Dun 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 dun. Perfect. I still have to tag those videos too and we've uploaded. So anyway, yeah, check that out on Saturday, guys. And we have some breakdown videos from this one coming
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for those.
And no, we're not going to make this new hero ship the Saturday release because I think our Tom interview is a bit cooler. And given the genuine exclusives we get in that, I think it's fair to say we uh we leave no question unturned, and he gives no answer edited out. There's post show stuff we got to talk about, but the in show nothing was taken out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, they did take out one comment he said, but that's just 'cause I was like, yeah, I didn't mean that.
What was it?
Well, I can't. That's not how that works.
You could whisper it to me. They won't
I
hear. It's fine.
could. Well, I mean, I suppose I could mute myself on the OBS. I could do that, Stuart. That is a thing, but they would attempt to work it out.
You could mute it and then send me a voice message on your phone, and then I could mute mine and listen to it, bypassing the live
Bypassing the live.
altogether.
But you forget to mute to just be on the live your side. So the information went across the world just to get other across the world.
Perfect. All right.
Perfect.
You're gonna go share?
Well, I want to hear the two minutes first because putting them straight in, I
Oh,
want to hear what people think before I get sharing. So I'm for all the
okay.
people thoughts because I want to get thoughts. I want to know what people think about this because I say it each week, but I'm again very intrigued.
All right, Ray Rex, 10 pounds. I'm mixed on this. The episode has some fun things, but it feels like a little outside canon. I know
Hmm.
they have a reason. We won't see a holodeck for 70-ish years, but this felt too advanced. Yeah, I mean, we'll cover that. We have a video coming out about that. So, um, Olivia, $5. They out TOS TOS. Valid statement because they're not trying to do TOS. They're trying to do something worse than TOS.
Huh. There's one way to phrase it. Yeah.
You can still hear me okay? Because you were very choppy on my end. So
All good.
okay, good. Ray Ricks, £10. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Here also 40% through this season, and I'm not sure much has actually happened. Also, this goes back to my thought last week that Lon will die at some point, driving Spock to become more emotionless. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Uh oh,
Well, how do you feel about that idea that 40% not a lot's happened yet? I'm not sure what you would say about that.
that's an interesting way to look at it. That's not how I would look at it, like mathematically. Like, yes, 10 episodes for 4 in, 40%. It's I'm enjoying the ride. I'm kind of having fun with this season, honestly. So that's interesting, though. I mean, we got the Patel thing, and that's about it.
Yeah, they've kind of given
And the
us
Spock thing.
most of the trailer, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which is good in a way.
Well, we got to see the Vulcan one, which is, I think, going to be another
Oh god, another
episode.
joke one. Goodness, how many joke ones this season?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Hmm.
Olivia, $5. When will the ship break down of the other TV show ships? Will it be a Trekyards episode or Fleet Yards?
Well, it's a canon Star Trek, canon universe, canon ship, so
It's
easy
a
answer.
fictional show in a fictional novel series in a fictional show called Star Trek.
Therefore, Trekyards.
Yeah, that's a lot of tears, man.
Well, it's like Captain Proton will still be a Trekyard ship because it's still a Star Trek ship. It's just a Star. Anyway, you know what
Yes.
I'm trying to say. But yeah, guys, put in your super chats. We'd love to know your thought and read out the poll as ever, Stuart, because as ever, I want to know. And I don't know if you saw, Stuart, but our
Oh, what?
recorder reaction today at the height that I saw, it's 75 people watching. It's a lot of people.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, what do you think of this episode? Is the poll? Go vote on it, guys. You loved it, you liked it, you thought it was okay, or meh? Nope. Yeah, it's a very divided kind of. I've been getting messages from people saying I absolutely hated this episode. I watched 5 minutes and didn't watch the rest, and it's like, well, what are you doing? You're missing out on some really good stuff in there, some funny shit. I don't understand that mentality. I don't. Somebody on my, it was Grant McGregor, I think, on my live last night said the same thing, and I'm just like, I don't understand, man. What is going on? I don't know how you can not watch something, you know?
You say that, but I've yet to finish or even start watching the season of Doctor Who because they're so disappointing. I've just not made the time to go watch it.
Oh,
So I've not.
that's
I
'cause
will watch it, but I made no effort to watch it, which means it's been how many weeks, and
yeah,
I've still not watched it. So
that's because it's Doctor Who and it sucks. I mean, this is Star Trek.
yeah, but if you're
When figure-
disappointed, if you really genuinely, I mean, like you do to an extent, think Strange World's an alternate universe and it's not canon, and it's just hurting. It's like if there was a J.J. Abrams universe TV series and every episode was bad as Into Darkness,
Mhm.
you would not enjoy or savor what. Or if there was 10 movies or if there's a series of Section 31 all at the same quality, that same quality, you
I'd
would
still
not.
watch them all,
But you wouldn't be
looking
like
and hoping
next
for the
episode. You know, you wouldn't.
yeah.
So
I'd be not wanting to talk about them constantly or watch them 3 times in a row,
yeah,
but I would definitely
yeah.
be checking it out still and hoping something good happens and some kind of turn. I'm I'm just cautiously optimistic all the time. Hopefully that they'll catch on.
Like we might not sound positive, but we really are trying to be all these times, all these things, you know.
Yeah.
But we got to be fair, right? If the good things, the bad things, it's important to be honest and fair.
We got Olivia with $10.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
beautiful.
TK wanted to give audiences a digestible reflection of their own world through the lens of fantasy, social commentary with rubber masks and buried metaphors. You can replace that with Roddenberry. Well, exactly. Yeah. And number one was definitely playing a Lucille Ball in this one, uh, funding the show and believing in it, and even the red hair. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Although, if they're making that Gene Roddenberry, they kind of made him a little bit of a buffoon, kind of, which I don't know how respectful that is, but anyway, one of Anson Mount's best performances. I think it was great.
he definitely made some artistic choices. And speaking of, I'll see you in a second, Operation.
Yay, check A, $2. The game is afoot, and so is Trekyards. Indeed, yeah, they doubled down on that. Spock being related to Arthur Conan Doyle, because in Star Trek 6, he says, an ancestor of mine once maintained that once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. That was, of course, written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The words came out of Sherlock Holmes' mouth in this story, though. And but yeah, it confirms that Spock is indeed a descendant of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, which is fantastic because I don't know if you guys know this, but Arthur Conan Doyle was married to a lady named Mary Foley for a time. And yeah, so am I related to Spock? I don't know. Anyway, hit that like button, guys. Be sure to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any content from us. We do a lot of breakdown videos and lives, and we love having you guys here. So 38 of you here, 20 likes. Hit the like button. Let's get those likes up to 30. Should be no problem at all. Also, there are options to join the channel. You can join here on YouTube, or you can head on over to Patreon/Trekyards, or you can join us on a monthly basis and help support the channel and everything we do here. And we really appreciate all of that stuff. So anything you guys do to help us out, we appreciate, including clicking the links in the description of every video. There are video descriptions. There's descriptions in every video. That's it. Go down there. There are 2 links, one to the Teespring store, one to the TeePublic store. Click those, check them out, and see if you want to get any Trekyards merch or any other sci-fi nerdy cool merch. This is the way. You might even find some BSG stuff there. But just click the links, go check it out, and add some stuff to your cart. So, okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. You ready?
I'm back.
He's back. Sergeant Montgomery,
Oh,
$5.
oh.
Gamma rays are invisible to the human eye. Yes, the view screen can filter so we see it, but outside the ship view irked my OCD. It was OKE episode. I had no problem with that. That's the visible spectrum you can see. The gamma ray burst was contained in and around that. You didn't see it. You just saw the visible spectrum of other shit. It's fine.
There's also no.
That's a very nitpicky
There's
thing.
also no sand in space.
Oh yeah, I don't stare at that. Yeah, you're right.
Because once you commit to a certain visual style, which is you can see and hear things in space, like again, once the ship is already too big, once they've shown the cataclysmic giant engineering room, you know they're not taking things literally,
Yeah.
right? Like it, so things like that. My problem seems not that it happened; it was that they died because the gamma rays did hit them without shields.
Yeah,
So
it did blast the ship
so
pretty
it
good.
killed them. Maybe not at full power, but they all have radiation poisoning. Because if it wasn't that dangerous, like they got hit anyway. That's later, but they showed some mention of it's fine. Only 40% hit will need inoculations for next month, but like that's fine. That's just say that, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. So Stuart,
Yes.
that's you. What do you think of season 3, episode 4? And the most important question I ask every time: what do you think on multiple viewings? As I only ever talked to you after the first viewing, and then again once you've reviewed. I do feel this is probably a multi-view kind of episode. So what do you think?
It is. Yeah, multi-viewings definitely help. I appreciated the nuances of the detective story much more this time. There's subtle little things like sound effects when Spock leaves, stuff like that, as well as a lot of the dialogue, especially reading subtitles. Because when Uhura storms away after she couldn't get a light, she's talking about his his artistic vision is great, but his choice of decor is awful. Stuff like that you don't really notice the first time. Um, and yeah, the bookend elements of the Final Frontier clips are fun. I was smiling the whole time. I thought it was great. I thought you know they did a really good job with it. Paul Wesley Shatner, I think, was phenomenal, and that was the best part of the episode for me. And hearing Jonathan Frakes off camera as the director, it's piles, piles. Stuff like that was good. You heard him a few times. Apparently, when Una dies from being poisoned and falls on the couch, Frakes is hiding behind one of the fern plants. I got to look for that in these stills when we do this. Um, anyway, small little thing. I wish he would have been in it. I wish he would have been one of the ones that ran up and like helped the one girl who was falling through the view screen or something. But
Or give him a dumb wig as many
yeah,
wigs are happening. Have him like be the one that hands the pad off to say the holograms are ready, Commander.
yeah. Or have him be a guy holding a boom mic above TK when he's on the phone, because
Mm.
as Sam pointed out, the camera wouldn't be able to pick that up. So just have Jonathan Frakes holding a boom mic, like, am I supposed to still be
Yeah,
doing
just
this?
pan to him, and he's like, "That's it. Yeah, 1 second cameo."
Yeah. But no, I think it was a really fun episode. It is better for me second and third time, honestly. The first time I was a little bit bored with the murder mystery stuff, and the darkness, gloominess, and the just overall busyness of the mansion
Mm.
really bothered me. It kind of messed with like said, it kind of made me feel a little claustrophobic.
Would you have liked it better
Um,
if it was enhanced brightness like I did the thumbnail? Because I had to do quite a lot of things to make it just sort of pop.
yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah. Like actual sunlight coming through the windows or something would have helped, I think, immensely. So, um, but other than that, I appreciate the Amelia Moon stuff a little bit more now, and the performances were good. Like you can see a distinct difference in Spock from the dance segment at the beginning to when he's in the holodeck. He's very much more flat, which is great. Um, Lon did great. Uh, Scotty and Uhura shine in this episode. I love Scotty and his reaction to things. I think it's fantastic. And yeah, there's a lot to like here. There's a lot that I'm not super big on, honestly. Um, but it's more of that 1960s aesthetic and that kind of vibe of that detective story. So, but overall, as an episode, I will definitely watch this again. I really enjoyed this
Mm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of where I stand with it. So yeah, multiple viewings is better. How about you? What did you think? If you watched it twice now, I think.
Yeah. Well, the first time, as obviously you were there, it was mixed feelings at the end of it because any murder mystery, right? Definitionally, which this is a murder mystery first and foremost, it relies on the twist being good or the reveal being good. If you feel unsatisfied by the ending, the whole thing feels worse. That's just across the board. And while I wasn't ultra disappointed, there is zero setup for Spock being the baddie because he's not part of the program. So it is absolutely out of the blue. It's a Strange New Worlds twist, holodeck, not a murder mystery twist in the program. So it doesn't make sense from an in-universe perspective, even though it makes sense from a writing. So I get what they were going for, but they should at least some level of setup to him being bad. Now, that said, on second viewing, when you know the twist, it's much, much better because you're not waiting for the twist and you're able to actually look for all the clues, which saying no clues is the wrong phrase, but you can see the journey to get there far clearer if you know where the end is. Which is why sometimes there are some murder mysteries they show you the crime start, because then you get the enjoyment of seeing how they work it out. So I think first watch it's significantly worse than second watch, but it shouldn't need both watches to be good, if that makes sense. Because I definitely noticed second time that Spock is so like TMP Spock, but a bit more friendly.
Like I said, very flat.
Like
Like just
properly flat. Like
yeah.
notably, Ethan's trying to be flat. So that I mean, the thing is, he's so that normally often, so it didn't play in the same way. But second time, like okay, Ethan is really going at full Vulcan. So I actually, like I said, second time's better. Also, the thing benefits from just this pace. Second time it feels a lot faster, so the slow bits go faster because there are some slow bits in the first go through that are just generally weaker. In second viewing, it doesn't feel that way. But most watch things once and the second time ages ago. So again, the first watch is kind of the most important watch, but that's why we watch it more than once. The holodeck stuff, they tried. They could have gone a bit further, because they still undid themselves in a few ways. But there are also small touches of nicety, which we'll get into. It's a real mixed bag of like, either they didn't want to go fully logical canon, or they just thought, oh, we've given them 68% of connection to canon, we'll be creative with the rest, which then gets you most of the way there. But it's kind of like Trelane in that episode, right? They don't give you the answer. So in this one, they don't give you all the answers. So it makes you annoyed, but then you can potentially, but it still gives you ins to justify things. So it's an interesting mixed bag, but as we said previously in other lives, they tend to have a habit of not jumping the shark. Musical episode, pretty good. Crossover, pretty good. Like, they're not, and this is again, didn't ruin it. Could they have made it better? Yes. Should they have? Maybe. But, you know, considering. And the second time around, I appreciated Anson's acting even better. Because he's not remotely Pike in this. I mean, you can't get more... Like, if you... Like, in some scenes, I can't even see, like, Anson's face through the look. Because it's so distinct a performance. That's just... Where the hell did that come from, right? Like, I'm sure he's basing it off some person he saw in the fifth. Like, it felt like a very grounded performance in how silly it was. Like, he just knew someone who'd sound like that, so he used it. But it's such a performance of, like, this guy's range, because they're not the same people, right? Anything else? And I also, it's funny, I didn't even question Paul Wesley as Kirk in it, because we know he's in it so much. This is his first time back this season as Kirk. He's not playing Kirk technically, but, like, I didn't even question him being back because he's in all the promo material, which is kind of funny. He's like, oh yeah, Kirk's back, but he's like, well, of course he is. Well, no, not of course he is. So yeah, liked it better. A few things that could have improved. We talked about them, and the pacing, a little bit better. But then the second time as well, when you know the story does revolve around the space show, more the dialogue means something. But the first time, you don't know it's going there, so like, as I referenced in an review, the entire scene with not number one feels really meaningless the first watch. Just like, oh, this is a scene in Murder Mystery. It means more second time, even though it could have been shorter. But then they're showing much apart. But still, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I just can't get the one thing that kind of sticks in my craw a little bit. But this is it's basically just elementary dear data. It's the same problem.
Which I didn't even think until you said it, and it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the phrasing where the computer misunderstood what she was asking for, I think. But yeah, I think it was a well done redo of Elementary Dear Data. But Elementary Dear Data is a much better episode, but not as fun. It's fun for me because I love Sherlock Holmes, but this one has the Last Frontier bits, which I think are great. So
yeah, well,
anyway,
as I said in another review, Elementary Data is a better character study on developing relationships between characters because it focuses almost entirely on them. This does a good job at does a job at the La'an and Spock, Uhura and Scotty. Number one doesn't give anything. Ortega doesn't give anything. Chapel doesn't. So it spreads it thinner, but it doesn't do as much. Whereas Elementary Data, everything kind of tangibly does something to the world and it grows. This one's a more of a hammer, you know, hammering you. Oh, they're together now, or like conceptually together now, which is fair enough. But like, oh, okay, that was the thing. Right, what do people say?
All right, let's get you guys are saying. Sean O'Sullivan, met episode, lots of Chong though. She'd get it.
Yeah,
sure.
She's great.
Threefold Path.
None of the cast let us down really. I mean, I said Una last week.
Yeah.
And Benga's a bit, you know, Marmite potentially, but like, yeah, I mean, they're all backed really well. They really cast the show very well.
Yeah. Threefold Path, 10 pounds.
Thank you.
I like that they were referencing the TNG episode where Geordi said to create a villain to challenge Data. It did give the game away a bit about what would happen.
Hey, if you're thinking TNG, fair enough.
Joe Brown, $5. Wish it was more original and not so blatantly borrowing from other Trek episodes. That said, it was fun and entertaining watch. There's a lot of Trek episodes that borrow from Trek episodes in all the series. Like, let's be honest.
That's such a. I mean, I saw that the other day. Well, I guess today. You know, it's so unoriginal. They're just retreading. Like, I mean, every Trek series is about exploring new worlds. So every time you explore a new race, they're variating on a theme, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Trials and Tribulations is literally ripping off Troubles and Tribbles, etc. Like, in theory, this is a really interesting holodeck origin story. Could be done better, yes, but in theory, that's what this episode is. So you're adding to the lore, which is always worth it more. For me personally, right? That episode in season 1, I refer to often, where they killed the kid for whatever reason. I remember the baseline premise, but it adds nothing to the story after that, right? I'm never going to think about it again beyond that, Whereas this episode has the grounding canon elements to add to things that did not add to anything. It was a fun episode at the time, but I'm not now. Obviously, while like in Voyager, episodes don't necessarily add to the canon, but they're more hardcore sci-fi, so the premise itself can add something. And I guess there's more. I don't know. I like anything done well as well, right? Tricky to explain.
Sussy Guru 2020 euros. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Least favorite episode so far, TOS opening, was a Spaceballs-like mockery with stupid dialogue. The murder mystery, a farce full of caricatures, and they shove Spock into yet another romance with a Noonien Singh of all people.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you might not be fully correct as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is odd to see Spock being the love guy of Stranger Worlds. Imagine saying to Ethan in Discovery Season 2, it's like, Ethan, yes? You're going to get 3 girlfriends. Yep. 3 girlfriends in a new show. It's like, what? You're going to kiss 3 of your co-stars, right? Bold.
All right. Well, let's get into it.
All right.
I've been staring at this first shot the whole time we've been talking. That's all I'm going to say. But moving on. So we get the Last Frontier segment, and I honestly thought this was...
Okay.
I honestly thought this was... it was hard for me to focus. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I honestly thought this was Captain Kirk on a starbase or something, doing something in a holodeck. I didn't know what to expect. But it's really good. The sets are interesting. There's some actual TOS displays just colored differently in the back. And the captain chair is great. Everything's kind of great about it. It's fun to watch. Having him impersonate Shatner with the cadence and his diction was great. I really enjoyed it. And then I was just about to skip the intro. And it's like, no.
Me as well, yep.
Not going to do that now. So yeah, I think that was all very well done. I love the costuming. I love the sets, the dialogues, the melancholia is great. And then we need our brain cells for science reasons. Okay. Yeah, it was fun. Perfectly cheesy, because it's supposed to be cheesy, even though Star Trek isn't.
Yep.
So, but you get the gist of what's going on, and I don't think they're really making fun of anything. Like I said, I like seeing Paul Wesley do Shatner because now I have a much more better appreciation for him as Kirk. So, yeah, I like this opening scene. I think it's great.
Yeah, first watch it's confusing, and I was waiting for the pen to drop, the shoe to drop. Yeah, certainly I was expecting, as you expressed, him to be on a holodeck and then him to walk out and say, that was really fun, and then next crew member comes in and they go through the different crew and each one experiencing their own reality, this being his personal like of something like Captain Proton from a different era, and he's playing being captain. I mean, stupidly of course, but like he's playing, it's a fun thing. And that I was excited for, to see it be a multi-character holodeck like Data's Day, like what Ortega's doing. She's not flying the ship, right? Like that would have been amazing and totally its own thing. The fact they're fully committed characters, and the fact that you see them out of character in this character later, obviously is fun and adds a lot. As you know, what I'm going to say, my main concern, my own problem, is that both times watching it, when I saw this Paul Wesley chap, his tone is notably higher pitched than, I mean, he's not literally Shatner, but his vocal cords are going higher than Shatner goes. He has a much more grounded vocals, and so when this actor Paul Wesley gives higher tone, he sounds like Vic Mignogna, who's got a higher tone of voice. And then because he's now caricaturing, he's specifically doing that famous caricature of Kirk, and not actually what Shatner did, which is far more subtle.
Yeah.
You combine the caricature version of Shatner and the vocal of just how Vic Mignogna sounds. I'm like, he's just playing Vic Mignogna, who's making fun of Kirk. And they must have known who Vic Mignogna was from continuing, like that must have all come out in their research. So I'm surprised he went that caricature, because that's not how Shatner sounds or how he acts. So I wish he's lowered the baritone a bit, because it's just Vic Mignogna to the nth degree and not at all Shatner in terms of the cadence. I'm just like, ah, so close.
Yeah.
But it's not Shatner, right? It's an impression
Yeah.
of. So
The lighting was spot on. Troy brings up an interesting point. Did anyone spot Paul Wesley's hair swaps from shot to shot? I didn't until you said that, and I went and looked. In the first part, it's parted on the right hand side, and then when they go to the view screen section, it's parted on the other side. I didn't notice that,
I mean,
if I'm honest.
those sort of things are absolutely fine. Isn't a
I think it was
problem.
probably done on purpose. He's got the little spit curl thing on one side, and then it's on the
Sure.
other side.
Maybe implying when they finally got the lady in the makeup, it took a half a day and they had to redo the make, whatever. But yeah, for the set, it's pretty good. I mean, we have a great video coming out expressing how it is a caricature of TOS, as if TOS is actually made in the 60s, looking 60s, not 60s looking future. And everything really fits in with that. So it did what it tried to do. And of course, it shows how effective just having some colored lights and grilling is, because the set would be very, very blank without that. But those things pop. I do wish the scene was about 2 minutes shorter, or had split up more, because it's a very, very long scene and it's not particularly interesting. The subject matter exactly, like it is and it isn't. Or I wish they had cut the camera like behind the scenes and seen them do like it cut from that and then pan back into full film studio, like take that approach and then see them walk off. And it's just a little bit too long for not quite enough payoff, as cool as it is. Or maybe like have Anson in it as like, I don't know how else you'd bring. But yeah, it's a little bit too long, but fun. I guess they, we spent money in the budget to make it. We've got to make use of it, and that's all good. And then yeah,
I do like the falling though.
Oh yeah,
The way he falls. It was great.
oh yeah. Besides the look, the lighting changes is fantastic. They use sound effects from TOS, just from TOS, which is fantastic. It's they had a lot of fun, but it's a very hard line making a 60s sci-fi show or a Star Trek parody or a Star Trek respectful nod or a Spaceballs. Like they did all those things at the same time, which meant they did none of them. But then they put money in to make a title sequence for this fake show, and it's 100% in canon to the show. And I was looking to think, are these names meant to mean anything? The whole time, like
Yeah, I was confused at first too, but it definitely does make sense later. So,
yeah,
which
is great. And I kind of wish I wanted them to, a proper Strange New Worlds intro like this, because they just, did it. It's great. Just swap out a model for Enterprise. It's easy.
Yeah, but the USS Adventure is an interesting design. We'll be doing a video on that, so stay tuned. But yeah, I got a good. This episode left me feeling good, seeing all this stuff. So
Troy is a spoof, but there can be spoofs that are disrespectful and spoofs that are respectful. Just in general, right? You can poke fun of, or you can have fun with. There's a difference. Not saying which this is, but you can do both. Then you get to the real story. The production value suddenly goes up.
Yeah, neutron star. Oh, sorry.
And we don't waste a second. We go straight into the plot, which is great.
Well, she's got 2 missions. The Enterprise is doing a neutron star thing, and she has to play a game. And we get some interesting stuff here. Starships will soon be able to go for more than 5 years without returning to the Federation.
That might come into play in a couple of things.
So games and entertainment as distraction is important. So yeah, they're.
Hey, Stephen.
Pike mentions the recreation room, or the recreation room, or the rec room, as it was in the animated series. Anuna jumps in, or holodeck. That just sounds better. And then everyone else, the whole episode calls it a fucking holodeck. That's one thing that kind of bothers me a bit. But anyway, it's fine. It's all good. But yeah, Dawn's talking about battle simulators, and they're like, that's why we chose you, because you've been on every battle simulator. So your job is to put it through its paces. We're going to test power consumption, see if it's viable to have on a starship. And you're responsible. It's a test. I know if a Pike's like, it's test. I used to be a test pilot. Your job is to push things to the limit, push them as hard as you can, and see what happens. So
how do you think this all fits into canon, which is the big word, because we're at like minute 8. We're already into the hardcore canon.
Like we said before, it doesn't break canon. They skirt, like I've stated, that they've navigated this minefield very well. It could have been, it could have blown up in their face. They knew what they were doing going into this, having a holodeck this early, but the way they portray it, like just star bases have these, we're testing it on ships now, see if it's valuable. And yeah, all that works for me, all the things they say and don't say. The only thing that gets me, that pisses me off a little bit, is the visual of the holodeck being TNG. That's kind of where I sit with it.
Yeah, this scene, it part of Strange New World's legacy is that they are taking the assumed inferred canon from other treks and saying, no, just because it wasn't said that way, meaning holodecks were not said to be new in TNG, the advancement was new in TNG. So that's actually the canon, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And they were in TS, but they were and no one even thought they were special, which implies they're not new. Okay. So no one said they weren't an Enterprise. Okay. Right, so that's the other thing saying holodecks were invented. I say that, but then in Voyager they explicitly talk about the TOS era and they talk about all these like no replicators. So they also do throw stuff out because fuck it. So they are also truly guilty of canon breaking as well. So blah, right? Whatever. If only Gene had said the date holodecks were invented, they couldn't break that in theory without being dumb. But whatever. So it's a mixed bag of like technically there's nothing so they can't have holodeck tech before that, and if they've had holograms and if Klingons have hologram communications in Star Trek 6, then why wouldn't you have A, B, or C? Whatever. But we know about the training stuff in Discovery. Cool, fine. I like the limitations they play later, fine. But by the start and the end, all they say, you need a server and a power source. Like they have on star bases. This thing, technically, by their own logic, works flawlessly on star bases, which means they've all used them at some point. It's only them being on a starship, which is new. Which means it's not new tech. It's been around for a while. The only difficulty is getting holo characters created, but that's just patience and build it. But that's clearly not what. There's no limitations we saw in the program besides that, besides on the ship. And that's definitely not what was inferred in TNG. This tech was new. The idea of this tech was whoa, this is so advanced. So they definitely hurt themselves if they had said, and they were so close to it, right? If they'd said this is an experimental prototype, first of its kind, and we've been chosen to test it because we wanted the deep space stuff, which I love the deep space reasoning. Beautiful. So they could say, we rush out the prototype to test because we want you to 5 mission in the coming years. Super. But as soon as you say it's on star bases, then you've ruined that because star bases and Earth can work it. Not just that, but La'an does not know about holodecks. Sorry, she would have signed off on the refit of the ship and the giant saucer space being removed and adding the holodeck into the saucer. She would know exactly what the room was, what it did, and how long it took to install. She's head of security. Of course she knew it was a holodeck, so the scene doesn't make sense from a structural point of view anyway. Because it's a giant room. If it was a small cupboard, right, which would have been great, they could maybe put it in without telling her. But it's definitely a scene where it's like, we're going to prod you and pat you on the head. It's like, this makes sense, this doesn't. So it's like, everything and nothing. What do you guys think of what we just said?
Larry 51 says, I wonder why Riker was so amazed by the holodeck and encounter at Farpoint. Because it had smells. It had a slight breeze in the air. It had nuance. That's one thing that I really wish they would have drilled down on in this one. Couldn't smell anything. One of the reasons she kind of figured out it was Spock, because she dances with him. She's very close to him. The micro movements of muscles, his texture, his smell. If it would be funny when she gave him a hug in the holodeck, he felt like a mannequin, something like that. He didn't have that personality, that soul connection. Um, so yeah, I think the TNG one, if you're going to say this is canon, the TNG one is just the upgraded and on a starship nuance feel, and everything just is so much better. Where this one is basically watching like like what playing a game in VR. You don't get the smells from what you're seeing or whatever. That's yeah. Anyway,
And
and let's see.
Troy says, but Sam, in universe, this is how the computer sees a space TV show from the 60s. No, it sees a recreation of a space show from the 60s from a novel series.
Mm-hmm.
It's combined. I mean,
Yeah.
they could have written it not that way, but that's how it's inferred. It's from it's from the books, so it's a fictional thing within a fictional thing, and that's fine.
Sasagura 2000 member for 45 months at the rank of captain. I
Thank you.
compare it to Captain Proton from Voyager. You could believe that it was a period accurate recreation
Uh-huh.
because while it was overdramatic and overacted, it took it seriously. Whatever this
Hmm.
wasn't Flash Gordon versus Spaceballs. Sasiguru puts in €5. Could have made it look more primitive, smaller room. Yes, 100%. Only a few panels with yellow lines, assets loading in one by one with LODs or untextured. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's I think you gotta have the I mean you can't really argue that anybody in the team. Like it should have been a smaller, less advanced looking room. Eh, You know, the ship's changed what 4 enterprises and radical change, and yet the holodeck tech is identical visually. It's like no, it wouldn't be.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure they're just on their own holodeck wall, so it could look like anything. So they let themselves down there for sure. And
Yeah.
yes, you could argue, but it has brand recognition. It does. You're gonna watch it anyway. But maybe it was there just for fan annoyance, as in look at the trailers, a holodeck, and therefore fan engagement. Fine, but that's called rage bait, and I don't approve of rage bait personally.
Yeah. 67 people here, 36 likes, guys. Hit that
Wonderful.
like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Be
Mhm.
part of
Mhm.
the conversation.
Mhm.
Super chat in. BJ has $5, so thank you. La'an did not know of the holodeck. It's described more as new tech, better than the battle simulators on starbases, not something in wide use. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
be fine with it being on one or two select starbases, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. On second watch, that's how I read it as well. She says battle simulators, so it's new, but they don't ever say it's a new. This is new tech. Like they don't explicitly say it. Like, and I want explicit there because it's an important thing to kind of yeah, not quite, but close.
Yeah. So yeah, next scene we got them. She goes to see Spock, ask him if his repairs or adjustments
Mm-hmm.
for Scotty have been coming, how they've been
Mm-hmm.
coming along.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's dancing. He's decided to replace calisthenics with dancing for his morning routine. Invites her to join him. So they dance. She's got this monitoring pin on her
Mm-hmm.
neck, which she asks about, and she's like, "I actually forgot I was wearing it." Um, but it is best if it captures you in a natural state, so the holodeck can construct a more realistic environment for your specifications. Uh, which I kind of missed the first time. I didn't notice the pin on her neck, so um, and he asks her if she's chosen a simulation. She's like, not yet. Spock says, well, my observation, it's usually for humans, it's violence. But relaxation does seem to be popular, along with romantic narratives. And they almost kiss, and then she like, Amelia Moon. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's a scene that first time round is fine. Second time round plays a lot better because now you're bookending the episode, and you can definitely now like all the pieces are there, but you can't know them until you watch it twice because they're just where what's useful, what's not, right? The fact that yes, she's being monitored in her very close interaction with him is the entire impetus for everything else. That makes a lot of sense and it's nice and I'm kind of surprised how forward Spock is because you know he leans in for the almost kiss.
mhm, mhm.
I mean, ballsy. You know, he just broke up with his girlfriend for realsies several weeks ago, whatever. But yeah, I mean, someone said I don't know where they said it, but they said dancing does generate a lot of intimacy. There's a running joke in our famous Strictly Come Dancing show where throughout the years, like every 2 seasons, there's a couple that you know cheat on their husbands and wives with the person they're dancing with because it's so intense. Like multiple
Mm,
marriages have been broken up by that show, and it's like, ooh, it's called the Strictly Curse. Yeah, so if you
mm.
do that, but the fact that she's surprised he's dancing means he hasn't like continued to ask her to dance. That would have been kind of nice if it's like, oh, I thought we went dancing until Thursday. I do it outside of our scheduled. That would have been kind of nice. But yeah, good little scene, almost kiss. Oops.
Yeah.
And what I'm finding about this next scene is that more the
Scottish
second.
Nightmare says, so what was that thing that Lorca used in Discovery?
Hmm?
Did you hear it all?
Mm-hmm.
Because I said it and started talking, and then you started just like great talking over me, so I don't know if you heard any of it.
Yep. Answer the question then about the Lorca.
That's more of a shooting range or like a target range. It wasn't really a holodeck. It was just kind of like, oh, yeah, it's fine. You've
It's
addressed that already.
Is them trying to piss us off because it didn't add anything to the show at all. Didn't do anything, right?
And
Wasn't ever used again.
yeah. And Jameson throws in £5, so thank
Thanks
you
so
so
much.
much. It feels like the writers were giving a brief of holodeck, and then the show did their best to make it work.
That sounds
Maybe.
exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what the scene made me think was, oh, okay. So actually, what happened between seasons 2 and 3 is we told the Pele actress we liked you a lot, but we want to move on to Scotty, so you're going to replace her in most episodes. But I'm like, okay, it makes more sense to give Scotty something. Okay. And two, we can't use the LED wall as much as we want to this year because other things are using it. So we're going to have to invent a new room to play as engineering because we can't use the LED wall for random engineering because that's where he'd be 9 times out of 10. That's how they use that room, right? So we've got to just that's what this room is. Every episode is just the tech room, which is fine. And then I noticed the holodeck's actually attached to this room.
Really?
Yeah, that's where yeah, when she goes not Dixon Hill, you see Sky in the background of that room, and then later you see him with her undoing circuitry at the door. So yeah, they connect, which makes sense actually. The techie high end room will be next to the tech
Science lab.
That actually works a lot better. I just wish it was a smaller room because it's like, but that's yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, what do you think about Pelia? Basically committing she's not going to be in the season almost at all and being swapped for Scotty because before in she's had maybe 15 lines.
It's mirroring what they did in Discovery with
Yeah.
Tig. Um, and it's fine. I'm sure you're happy because you can't stand Pelia. So,
If she's good, she's good.
yeah, I enjoy her character. She'll be in like one or two more
Mm-hmm.
episodes probably,
But
but
Scotty's having a
she won't
lot
be
of
in
good
all of them.
time, right?
It's
He's
very much the T'Lyn problem.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very much the T'Lyn problem. Not around all the time and underused a little bit. But yeah, Scotty's been fantastic. And really like his character. So
There's such a fine line between being bumbling idiots and not, you know? And he's like some level of silly, but he's got to be a genius as well, but not like over the top genius to beat other people because he's still young. So yeah, it's a good balance so far. He's a fallible
Mhm.
hero, you know?
Did you notice that he keeps calling her Lieutenant as
Oh,
well?
I know. I get
Yeah.
it. He's from the
Anyway.
UK, but like he was trained at the academy to say lieutenant. Because irrespective of where he's from, the name is the name in that military you're serving in.
Yeah.
Like I've been called out on my filming when people say, "Oh, lieutenant," no, it's pronounced lieutenant. No, it's not. It's like no, Americans lieutenant. Like I shut them down. No, it's always lieutenant. Always.
Yeah.
Uh, what's the scene?
Oh, this is just Scotty saying, yeah, there's 112 books of Amelia Moon in the database.
Yeah.
Plenty of information for the computer to make the
Mm-hmm.
simulation. And it's just Lon showing her, like, when she was rescued from the Gorn, the captain of the ship that rescued her gave her this Amelia Moon novel,
Mm-hmm.
which she got obsessed with and helped her through that terrible time. So, yeah.
Which is a nice allegory of fandom, right?
Mhm.
That does work for me.
Uh, Sussy Guru, €5.
Thank you.
I hope they give Scotty his mojo soon because I'm getting tired of insecure Scotty. He's getting there.
Oh, I don't know if I agree
Getting
with
there. And
that.
this one, he's not really insecure. He's kind of stumbling around, but he's figuring shit out.
I mean, he's doing the hardest thing. He's doing the absolute well, as we see, the impossible this episode, right? I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that really is a problem at all. He's doing. I mean, considering how well he did the situation, right? He did a really good job. He just couldn't solve it because it was unsolvable, which is why it's kind of fun. The only thing I'll otherwise note is that he is a lieutenant from another ship, so he's not originally assigned to this craft. Why is he the only one in this room? You got at least 40 engineers on the ship. He wouldn't be alone, right? Pelly would have at least assigned one other person to him to help. It's a very big room for one person, and it does feel a bit disingenuous to say the most important other thing on the ship, and he's alone. Nope. And he would. I
A
know.
little bit.
I know he likes doing stuff by himself, but he would not be alone.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be. Right? But then you get another little lovely limitation, which is that we can't. The holodeck. We don't have high enough resolution programs because they are to create interactive people. You need really dense information sources. They only happen to be the ones through the transporter buffer because that scans you in a way that's absurd. Now that would mean you have 200. Means you have a lot of people in the record, right? Everyone's ever beamed to and from the ship, as we see by having Paul Wesley. But it means that we can't just create holograms are believable from scratch. And given that all holograms in TNG are from scratch, that's a nice limit that I really enjoyed, and a really good reason we have to use the crew. So I really liked that as a concept. What did you think when you saw that?
Are you trying to trick me or something? Like, why are you asking that? It makes sense that they would
No, it's awesome.
use people that she's familiar with to see how well the computer can use their image, but not all of their information necessarily. Yeah, I think it works very well. It's not anything out of the ordinary.
Well, no, like I said, it's great. Well, it's funny if you look at the pictures. Kirk's a bad Photoshop. I don't know why, and Chapel's not a real picture. So they're trying to use their season 1 pictures because that's the last beam, I guess. And Ortega's looks notably younger. So I'm gonna guess these are like promo images they took at the start of screening because everyone looks notably different here, except Anson. Like even Spock has a slightly weird vibe. It's
It's
interesting
like
that
they're younger photos from when
yeah,
they got their ID taken when they boarded the ship for the first time,
that's
probably.
what I mean. I like it. It's like they didn't just use
Yeah,
these are, but that's definitely a Photoshop of Kirk because that is a pretty,
yeah.
which I like.
So then we get the request from La'an saying, using the Amelia Moon novels as reference
Mm-hmm.
and factoring in my skills as an investigator, create a new mystery that I will find challenging to solve. As soon as I heard that the first time, I'm like, this is very deja vu-y. um, and yeah, it turns out that's exactly the same problem that Jordy had when he asked the computer to create an adversary capable of defeating Data. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And then you get a interesting CG shot because this is presumably on the LED wall, and yet she's gone through it, and you can see Scotty in the background of the shot. But the wall disappears. The door is very clear CG. It goes. The motion blur is very different to a real door, and then it disappears. And then she walks in, the room disappears. So I think she was actually at the edge of the room on a green screen, and then she walked out and then into the wall. It's a very weird shot, but it's walk onto a holodeck. Although of course, are they saying it doesn't matter, but yeah, it's there you go, TNG holodeck and a giant room. I mean,
Yep.
they're in a tiny corner. Could have been a third of the size. It would have felt a lot better. But yeah,
You get a low shot. So this is like more than one deck tall. You would assume at least two decks.
I mean, if not 3, I would say. And the fact that you
So
like in that side shot, just seeing out, like it has to be something big enough to move around. I get it, but it's such a lot of the ship are dedicated towards this. And wouldn't you rather have more small holodecks and more crew than one giant one that less people can use, or more people can use but only in one program if you're doing 5 emissions? Just saying.
yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a bad design for this era.
And Sessi Guru throws in €5. You'd think the holodeck would come with some genetic template people to populate the simulations with. You would think not, because I have a feeling that
Hmm.
people are very difficult, and this isn't hooked up to the Starbase mainframe or power or whatever that they draw their information from. This is it's separated from that. So as we've said, like it would make sense for environments to be good, but people would be a problem. And that's kind of, I wish they would have drilled down on that a little bit too, saying
Yeah.
that's what's causing all the issues here.
Well, we can infer it, luckily,
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean, yes. Although I would also potentially imagine that, again, had they said this, they could have said that the Starbase was unable to provide any holograms templates because they are so memory intensive. For whatever reason, there's a limit that
Yeah.
day. Whereas, like that, because the transporter is like the ultimate tech on the ship. It can literally dematter you and rematter you. So, like, they're already in the ship's computer, already had designated space for them. Whatever. Or had they said it was so new, there's been no templates made. Like, either way would have
Yeah.
worked. But
Yep.
in
Lots of
reality,
ways.
they just wanted our cast to be the cast, which I absolutely loved when I realized it wasn't going to be them dressing up. Because that
Yeah.
is very TNG holodeck where people join in. Even Spock being the same clone the whole time. It was very much a new thing.
Yeah. Michael Williams says the arch is at least smaller and not TNG size. Well, first of all, I hate the fact that he used the term arch. I wish it had been interface or something. And yeah, it's just a regular door. And you
Yeah.
never see it again. You don't see the arch. You just see the door. There's a difference.
I mean, there's a kind of different connect where it combines slightly, but yeah, it's yeah. The only thing I will say in positive is that, and this was in your live last night, the way the holodeck turns on is slow and imperfect. That's a nice iteration on its older tech. That was the only true its old tech that we entirely got, because I really hoped as we were going on they would say things like they can only process things so quick, like oh bloody hell, right? This is silly. Just like the Romulan one, the fake hologram in Future Imperfect, right? Torn of data, he can't process quick enough. That was the hint. Now, obviously, there's a fake holodeck, that's fine. But that, I was expecting things like that, where Lan would push the logic of the program, and then you'd have characters just not be able to respond in appropriate ways and reset to show limitations. But it's flawless. There's no interaction problem, which is a problem because there should be. You would think.
James E, £5.
Thank you.
Maybe the holodeck room is just the hologram itself. Looks bigger than it is. Sure.
Yes.
Perfect.
Sure. But Spock's there. Oh my god. By the way.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is. And you're right. When I watched this the second time and third time, what she says, the first thing she says, I can practically smell the ocean and the cigarettes, meaning she can't smell them, but based on the environment she's in and all the books she's read and this thing she's built up in her mind, so there are no scents, there are no smells. And I think that should have been mentioned a little bit clearer, but yes, I can practically smell.
Because you wouldn't say that if you could smell it.
Exactly. You'd be like, is that cigarettes?
Yeah.
I can even smell the ocean.
Or, oh, it's very musty in here.
Yeah.
The problem with that, though, Stuart, that's what I thought first time, is that she apparently smells the poison in the drink from number one.
Does, but she doesn't.
Poison.
She smells it in poison, but she could just be playing along with the character.
I know.
It's not clear. She doesn't go.
Well, it is
like almonds.
It is
it's
clear.
Poison.
It is clear if this line didn't exist, right? That's the problem. They play both sides. This I'm going to side with more because she's playing, but this for me feels more substantive. Yeah, but it's a good line if they mean it. And Spock is definitely more flat, as we said. I like it. But she says doesn't need a partner, so he walks off, and I noted instantly. He didn't go in the same direction the hollow arch was, and while it does move, there would be a default location, and you would have seen it if they were inclined on showing that. So I was like, okay, he's not left. I instantly clocked that. I just thought he was waiting in the dining room or just walking around to test it, because he would be intrigued, right? And you can be in the simulation, not be part of the story. So I thought he hadn't actually left, despite the noise. For whatever reason, I clocked that, at very least.
Yeah. You do hear the door open and close, but
yeah,
and you hear it again when he comes back. But
that's just for La'an.
Could be for La'an's benefit.
Oh, 83 votes, guys. We have a shockingly split poll. I want to get a vote spike in the poll, so I can do another one. We're at 83. I'd love to get 100. At 17 more votes. 100 votes in the poll. Please do give us a go.
And I'd like to get to 50 likes. We have 70 people here, so hit the like button.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question comes up, what the fuck was Spock doing this entire time on the ship? He's not on the bridge. Is he in his quarters just dancing?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, good.
It's his day off. Or he's not on shift. Because he's not dancing during a shift as he's Spock, so he knows he's probably off shift, he's hanging out. He'd be happy to be called by Scotty to be on shift. Yeah, 100%.
Sussy Guru, €5. She's trying to solve the mystery, so she wouldn't go poison when she can't actually smell it. But she would, because with the over dramatization of the way she died after drinking her drink, that's one of the only things you would think of. She was playing the character's role as a detective. And yes, smelling it would be advantageous, but
Hey, Dale.
yeah.
Yeah, it if you're a fan that wants to shit on the show and say broke canon, that's evidence. If you're a fan that wants to even benefit out like us, you found evidence. It's a weird episode for that. They could have made it much more sincere in its canon non-confusing route.
They didn't make anything like cemented in stone. They
Yeah.
just kind of
No, they did. One bloody thing about 35mm being stopped in the 22nd century. Why was that
to
there?
the detriment of cinema. Yes.
So that I'll put in stone. But yet we get Notohura. Oh, looks great with the hair.
Joni Glass.
First time, didn't give a shit about her character from this scene. I was like, she's just stop. I don't care. But she gets a lot better second viewing because you realize they all play an important part if you know the story. But going in, you're like, oh, she's a throwaway part. Because she does say things that carry over, hints. It's just very. You gotta watch it twice. It's 100% a 2-watch episode.
Yeah, I don't know how much I want to get into the mystery aspect of this episode, but like, she found the body, and then she goes into the bedroom looking for a light for her cigarette, which she never actually smokes it, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And in the bedroom, I noticed the Final Frontier poster in the corner, and I'm like, oh, what? First time I was like, what the hell? And then I love it. It's revolving around the show and its actors. So
Yeah, that was a good commit to the bit.
yeah.
Now, when she goes in, it's not a cast member. Because if
No,
you can only
it's
create hollow people, I understand that it can be easier, but this should have been someone else. It would have been a bit dramatic to bring him in for one death, but it
should have been Sam Kirk.
well, or Scotty. I mean, they've got his file. Like, that broke the rules of the scenario a little bit. Like, it should have just been someone we knew for this 1 second. It's fine, just like, I don't know why it wasn't. Or even, La'an herself, which it's a bit too harsh.
Admiral April.
Yeah? Naked, come on, cameo, naked in a bath. Naked, bath, go. And the episode's a little bit. This is not a murder mystery show, nor I think this is a phrase for directed one. So it's a bit on the nose, like, here are the 7 clues. Look, she found the 7 clues.
And did you notice too that some of the candles were knocked over on the floor, but they're clearly just fake candles, which they wouldn't have had in the 1960s like that. Those are more modern, like LED candles, but whatever. It's fine. And you see them again later.
And also, again, second watch, he's in the bath with candles, which was hand done by somebody. So I assume first time she called everybody, said, get to the house, they're all murdered. But everyone's here already. So he's having a party with the entire cast and crew of his space show while having a bath.
Yeah, his butler let them in, and then his butler left for the day.
What but?
He was getting ready for his, getting cleaned up, and I don't know. Who cares?
But you know what I mean? It's like, second time around thinking, oh, what? And then I thought, importantly, so you're telling me that explicitly what happened is Spock walked away from La'an, walked into this bathroom, and garroted this man with the file.
No, I think the computer already had the dead body ready to go when the program fired up.
But it knew Spock had to kill him. Because Spock's a killer from the start. So that's the problem. The motive is not logical. The motive is to beat La'an. So every clue here is meaningless.
Why would anybody put a goddamn celluloid piece of film that they used to strangle someone in a fake fireplace in an attempt to burn it?
Well, Spock did.
Sure. Yeah.
That's Spock did.
I think it's based on the cheesy Amelia Moon novels.
But that's
So there's stupid shit.
but that's what I mean. Second viewing, knowing it's Spock, it's like but that. Like I kind of hope it was implied it was the creator guy.
Yeah, I
But
think it was, and the computer changed it.
when she worked out something else, like because like when did Spock poison number one and not be seen? Like he
He was
obviously
holding the glass as soon as the simulation fired up, and that's when
yeah,
later she says you poisoned her drink when you were in here running diagnostics.
but yeah, I agree. But that's what I mean. Like so because it's all in real time. The whole it just there's no actual connection. Like it would have been kind of funny, let's be honest. That classic Who Done It when Spock says it was me to cut to him like doing all the things, like in his full
Yeah,
uniform. That would have been kind of amusing, but it doesn't really work as a murder mystery because it's not a murder mystery. It's a holodeck murder mystery. Anyway,
yeah. TK should have said I killed so and so, but I didn't kill the lady or Ortigas or whatever. Like, yeah.
yeah,
So there's another murderer.
yes,
Sure.
because you can have more than one murder in the building.
Yes.
No,
And then we get the
hold
whole
on.
bunch of
Dale has a question that we've
narrative
not answered
dialogue.
yet. Dale has a question
Question:
for
Do
you.
you think Stranger Worlds will go beyond 7 seasons? It's not going to. It's going to be canceled. Well, it's not canceled. They got season 4 and season 5, and season 5 is a truncated season with 6 episodes. So we already know how long it's going to run.
And they'd already filmed almost all of 4 when they got the announcement. So
Yeah, perfect.
maybe a movie, but
Maybe.
that'd be a stretch. Although do it while you got the sets, then you have to spend 3 million to build the sets, right? Be a lot cheaper.
Let me get introduced to everybody. TK, Sunny,
Mm-hmm.
Adelaide Shaw, Maxwell Saint. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Nope.
I'll forget all their names in a
Yep.
minute anyway. Um, and yeah, it was the typical trope. Everybody's somebody died in this house. One of you is the killer. You're not leaving until we figure it out. Dun dun dun.
Yep. I do wish the scene was about 5 minutes shorter. It is too long because they want to commit to the murder mystery, but the murder mystery is a flawed concept. Or have less characters. Like it's fun until it isn't. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, we get an introduction to everybody and whatever, blah blah blah. Talking about the cancellation of the Final Frontier. That's why he was murdered. One of you is responsible. And then the key to the puzzle is clear as glass, and it's the lipstick, which they say MAC lipstick, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Max Factor's Ruby Red, which was one of Lucille Ball's favorite lipsticks. So I love the little references to Lucille Ball here, who saved Star Trek and financed it on her own. Um, Very well done. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I just even the second watch I didn't care about. Like unless you're actually going to make it a true one-to-one allegory of TOS, which it wasn't, then her giant spiel as number one is just wasted screen time because it's the least interesting part of like her speech is super important at the end. This one is not. I wish they just had cut it down a lot because this is. But I
yeah, I agree. I agree.
because if they're saying that she is the killer and Lan found her instantly, and then she dies and it's like what, that would be the computer making a twist. There's two murderers. That's not what happened. So
Well, later when she's talking to Scotty, she's like, "I upped my game, so the computers, or I leveled up." She said, "So the computers made things more difficult." And it's like, really, has it though?
you didn't find the
Yeah.
murderer yet. So and you lost a suspect. You've leveled down, sir. You've leveled down. But MVP line: is he dead? I'm an actor, not a doctor.
Oh no, that's not what she says.
Oh,
She actually says, "You do realize that I'm an actor, not a doctor, right?"
yeah,
Because she's the doctor on the show, so yeah, which is great.
yeah. That was a genius because you don't see it coming. It was like obviously, right? It's an
Yeah.
obvious line.
Um, yeah, then she calls up Scotty and says, "Look, the computers kind of upped the game a little bit here. I need somebody to come in and help me, an assistant, because in book 47 or whatever, 57, she had a partner who kind of helped with the investigation. And so I was like, it can't be me. She goes, no, it's okay. I already have the perfect dance partner. And then Spock comes in. And yes, very flat, very computer program of a character. Um, considering dance element we just saw in his quarters, this is I didn't notice it the first time for some reason, but the second time it's so freaking obvious. Um,
Yep,
yeah,
which is good because if
sure,
you did
yeah.
notice it, that's the thing. If every murder mystery, if it's obvious who the killer is, it's not a twist. So it has to not be obvious. It's just yeah, a bit whatever. But also when you realise, as I said to you a few minutes ago, she's actually standing in the room next to Scotty. Therefore, he would assume she's asking for him to come join,
Hmm.
but he can't.
Yeah.
Although then you got to wonder, the program really caught on because she had to Lanta Scotty after talking to Lanta Spock after talking to Scotty, like, it had to know to reroute her call instantly to the hologram Spock versus the real Spock. Small thing,
Hmm.
but she's talking to the real Scotty, yet it knows to cancel the call and go to fake
Hmm.
Spock.
Hmm.
Small thing, but
Hmm.
it's interesting.
Leslie Guru, €5.
Thanks so much.
Still not sure if the fact that the characters react to Spock's outfit and ears is a hint that he is a fake Spock or just another mistake. Yeah, the holograms see it and go, "What?" Because I don't think this holodeck would be advanced enough to have perspective mode and all that shit, where your clothes wouldn't necessarily arouse the suspicions of the holograms. Because sometimes that's a thing. Like sometimes they notice it, sometimes they don't. It's yeah, it could have been a hint.
Yes, it's Dale. Go back and listen to our earlier scene because we talk about it extensively. Uh, that's a whole big thing we talked about already, and we'll do a video later on next week. Maybe even live. Who knows? Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know why a hologram, it wouldn't be easier to program the hologram not to see you than to see you for real, because seeing you for real breaks their perception of reality. So I would assume the default would always be they don't see clothing. It's just easy to
They
program.
just see everybody naked.
It's easy to program, right? But it is fun. Yeah, it could be a hint, but also that's fun in a holodeck when they see you how you really are. That's also a fun conceit, and the fact that he's not wearing costume is very Spock. He wouldn't necessarily want to. And I could have seen a scene where Lan's like, Spock, you better change your clothes. And Spock's like, that use of time is inefficient. Really, Spock? Yes. Okay. Like, he could have
Yeah,
made a fun of that as well.
and they even point out his ears.
Hmm.
So
I was really hoping though that one of them was going to say that alien would work great for season 2. The pointy ears, or had Chapel had Vulcan ears and go very literal with it, and she's like, "Hey, you stole my ears," from the show, right? That would have been
yeah.
fun. But that's okay.
But we cut back to the Enterprise now because I really don't give a shit about the mystery stuff. Let's be honest.
When it
That's the
dragged at that point, it was starting to drag
yes,
already.
yeah. So yeah, we'll address one or two small things, but anyway. So back we got Mbanga complaining about power fluctuations, and Una's like, "Well, we're 6 hours away from a collapsing star, so those are to be expected."
Oh, okay. Oh, didn't hear that
So
bit.
even auxiliary powers wonking in and
Hmm.
out. The new guy comes in and says that. So and then we cut to Scotty being frantic because everything's like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a proper problem happening, and I kind of look forward to looking at these. But this is like, the ship can't do this.
yeah.
Now, is it fair to say that this ship would have a more advanced computer core than a starbase, given that this would have a newer one? Because how often would starbase computer cores be replaced versus the frontline ship? What's more likely? Because I'm torn on how I feel about that.
I don't know. Didn't really think about it. I would assume that this one would have, well, just got a refit not that long ago or overhaul because of the Gorn thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a very good question.
because you don't need to calculate warp in a starbase, and that's going to be a huge thing, nor power. So a starbase would theoretically need a lot less of those things. but then you have more people to deal with. If you have well, not they have 1,000 people in their star bases, but like, so if this is the most advanced computer, which I wish they'd said, then they could argue if the best computer with a warp core can't generate it, then even a star base without a warp core, potentially, if they actually have them or not, maybe. And they could have made a, could have made a thing about that. Don't know.
Yeah. But Una's like, "Do you need a second pair of eyes in here?" And he's like, "No, no, I'm good. The second pair usually, in my experience, the second pair of eyes can be detrimental."
Ouch.
And she has to sign off on his engineering logs,
Mm-hmm.
and they make a whole thing about the haphazard example set by your superior. And then we get a little scan of the fingerprint, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's yeah, nice to have her included. And then you get, imagine it's so hard to do this accent and this characterization, but now in reality, it's fine if you're in the space scene and you're playing Captain Kirk. But when you're playing not Shatner, who's not playing Kirk, talking about killing people, like it's a hard thing for Paul Wesley to do, because this is a hard scene for actor to try and play. He does a good job, I think. He's quite nuanced here in not being himself.
yeah. Talks about his affair, and then he's like, "You two working closely with each other. You may know something about that."
Mm-hmm.
And Lon's like, "No, no, no, no. We're not talking about anyone else but you here."
And Spock's reaction is muted to say the least,
Yeah,
which works fine if it's not happening. Works better knowing that it's a fake person. But first
yeah.
I thought Laan, like she's genuinely not thinking this with Spock, so it's uncomfortable in that regard. Not actually, but she is. So I thought they jumped the shark a bit. It works better second time knowing it's gonna be there. Because are they
But
saying that? Yeah.
it's also odd because Lon and Kirk had a thing, at least
Oh,
in tomorrow and tomorrow.
that's interesting.
Um,
Yeah, that. Huh.
which she would remember that, I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, when you play video games, if you put in a video game the face of all your friends, you wouldn't instantly directly think, "Oh, it's my friend." So I can imagine this world you wouldn't necessarily be like linked to. Oh, it's my friend. It's like, well, no, you can separate them. But yeah, fully come into the murder mystery bit. We are going through it. I never thought not Kirk killed them though. So if that's good or bad, but it was never in my list.
Mm.
And I don't know why not Kirk would be fanning the rumors of dating his co-star when they clearly aren't. Because that's his alibi, is that he doesn't, but he's not dating. She says they're not, and they hate each other. Huh?
I don't know. She gave him the little bracelet thing and the other guy, so I don't know.
She gave him the bracelet,
Yeah,
the her bracelets.
no, but she gave both not Kirk and the guy that's dead the same bracelet. Kirk points that out.
Oh, I thought it's because he was chatting to the guy and one fell off.
No, there's dialogue. Do you want me to read it? Because I got to go back and see it then. But the bracelets are a thing. Let me go back. Hold on.
But she's not a secretary, is she? Because she's an actress.
Don't know, man.
Yeah, please do. Because I didn't. I thought I didn't get that. Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Okay,
yeah,
vote
only
in the
because
poll,
they're having
guys.
an
Last
affair.
chance. Vote in the poll.
Yeah, only having an affair. Only because he was having an affair with the same secretary. So maybe that's the secretary that gave him to him. Regardless, yeah, I don't know how that ties into the. Anyway, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. And then on to her. I loved her very, very strong Australian accent, which is her accent. Do 100
Didn't even
votes.
notice it, honestly.
Oh, yeah, it's really strong. Yeah. Guys, 93 votes, 7 more votes in the poll, please. Thank you. We'd love to know what you think.
And then they interviewed Jimi Hendrix. I mean, Mbanga. Um,
And Dale says about
Whatever.
the
I don't. This dialogue, this murder mystery thing, doesn't
oh yeah,
bother me.
yeah. Dale says about we first saw holodeck in
It's fine.
TNG. Well, we first saw them. We weren't new in TNG, just the more advanced ones were. So they never say when they were designed or created. And of course, the Enterprise D is not going to get the first prototype anyway, nor is it treated um, as a holodeck ever, etc. etc. But yeah, murder mystery stuff. She likes her role. She's a good officer. She's a good dialogue person. She acts it well. Good behind the eyes sadness. I didn't like Mbenga's accent because I guess he's trying to be British. I guess
I didn't hear that.
he's
Just
he's
Mbenga
he's
being
like
Mbenga.
he's like talking more like this. He's like did more of a role as Stoles. Yeah, listen to it again. It's like that's a cause the guy calls him later like Rolling Stone Jagger. So because there is several references to real people, so it is meant to be the real sixes as well, like Johnny Carson. But it's a really odd English accent that he doesn't do a very good job on. But he's not in very much at all, so it's fine. And again,
Yeah.
these bits don't mean anything at all. Like this has no play in the plot. I mean, you gotta have them to make sure it could be them, but this doesn't mean anything. Stage play, nothing. Like they could have. I assume they were going Wagon Train to the Stars as a reference with the Western, like something with the Western.
No,
But
just westerns were the
yeah,
popular genre of the time, and he even says, to never let go of that dying genre.
but I mean, you could have linked that with Gene somehow, but it's just throwaway dialogue. It's for the murder mystery, right? It's important, but also it isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the next scene's better with Anson. Great performance. Got a beer gut, kind of, which is fun. Great wig. He both does love his show and doesn't. He wants to be movies, but loves it. Eh. Twists, not twists.
Yeah. And Pike or Anson's acting is fantastic here. I love this character. Then we get the suspect board that Spock
Ah.
has. Everybody's like linked together in their correlations with Tony Hart.
Huh. Who did you think did at this
Oh,
point in the story?
I didn't give a shit. I didn't think anybody. I thought if anybody, it was going to be Anson Mount's character.
Yeah, I thought that was most likely. Or Ortega's, because she wasn't in it at all. But that in itself isn't a very good twist, right? You're not in it, therefore it's you. It's like, well, maybe.
Then we get the discussion talking about the situation, and then the chandelier falls, and Spock saves her. And when you see the glass like fly when supposedly cuts her, and they realize the safety protocols are off because why wouldn't they be?
Yes. I don't know how Spock knew that she'd be in this place and to time it, and because he's not Spock, so he hasn't got Spock's brain or math or computer or and
Well, he's part of the program, so he would know exactly where she'd be because he'd take her there.
Yeah, but that's sort of inorganic in its own way. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It just. I liked it was Ortega's or something.
I hate that the blood is so fake. If you actually look at these stills, like,
Oh, it could have been CG.
yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
I don't know why though, but
Well, it's, how do you do a drop in blood in real with a it's
I
just
don't know.
easier
They've
than
been doing
CG.
it for decades before CGI, so
Yeah, I guess not that small and subtle with a small cut.
yeah.
But again, his reaction is so minimal. It's a good hint. Although I wonder if because she says end program, but she never says arch. He says arch. It wouldn't respond to him. I wonder if she has had arch, it would have got the arch. Because
Possibly.
that's a different. It would be very very harsh to override the arch versus the end program, which I can see it saying no. It's a very small detail, but I would have liked to have known if she could summon the arch. Although again, saying arch felt a bit like, well, you're in TNG. You're not though.
Yeah, that bugged me.
At least use At least call it an environmental simulator and the doorway or open way, right?
Hmm.
Something different.
Or control panel. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, we got the 100
And then we see the
votes.
computer outside doing all the
Yeah.
freaking out.
Because I think they say in the dialogue, like, it's trying to process everybody's reaction, right? So the fact that they're making it more intricate means it can't think, which is interesting, right? It's just doing too much. It's overclocking the system and diverting everything to think. Because if there's only one person, it'd be fine. But because she's got this interwoven chemistry with everyone, and I'm guessing
Yeah,
Spock's character is taking a lot of processing power because he has to be meta within that, right?
probably. Yeah,
The
yeah.
program's really complicated.
It's trying so hard.
Yeah.
Uh, I think one of the best scenes for me, Scotty trying to get Uhura's
So
attention,
unusual, yeah.
and Pike would be able to probably. Well, it's such a big bridge. I don't know if you could hear him or not, but yeah, I like the hypothetical situation. We'll try this. Hypothetically, I probably already did. It's great the way they go back and forth.
Yeah.
Try blowing off the door. Well, it's force fields and diodes, and it would basically destroy our computer system permanently. It's like, oh, okay, well, great. Now this is a funny little interplay between the two of them, and she's like, Lon's stuck in the holodeck. I
Just a
love this
bit.
scene. I thought it was great.
Yeah, and it's such. I mean, it's just at a doorway.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Trek scene at a doorway like this, right? So it's charming just by that one metric. Well, I do think that Anson would have noticed and looked over, or it should have been
Well,
like
how did Scotty get in the briefing room?
he's the other turbolift.
Okay.
I mean, I assume more than one in the briefing room. I don't know if yeah there is. Yeah, because there's a turbolift. Yeah, there's one to the
Is there? Okay.
yeah. I think near Park's office. And they might not be functionally able to fit one in, but I do think there's a second door, and there wouldn't be a bathroom. You just have a turbolift to the other sets.
Yeah.
But it's a cute scene. I said in another review when you had your thoughts. If they're going to play the card because these actors are kind of the similar age. I'm guessing like although she was a cadet like a year ago, whatever. So they should be only like five. Let's say 5 years apart, right? They feel about the same age wise. So therefore, if they start having a slight fling, like a slight fling, and it sets up them from Star Trek 5, I'm okay with that. Not a big thing,
Yeah.
but a small
Yeah.
fling.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Because they had that kind of like interplay chemistry, not romance chemistry, but I can see this blossoming like several. Can I ask you another favor, Ensign? And they just keep having scenarios together. It was a good pairing.
Hmm.
As you would like to
Absolutely.
hope that, Uhura and Scotty might be, right? That you want our legacies to work together because it's nice.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and also Bad Trojan. Yeah, I also thought Boimler hearing people not Imperial on the bridge. I can hear you. Like
Yes.
they had this joke already, so I was kind of
Yeah.
surprised we didn't get Anson being like, you know, I don't know.
Hypothetically, what if your captain could hear this hypothetical conversation? Should I be concerned?
Oh, I also liked
Yeah.
how she took the ear piece out to be off the record as a little noise and black in. It's nice. It's
Yeah.
little. It's a fun little scene.
Yeah.
And then having to reconfirm it was real. It's like, yes, Scotty.
I got that almost instantly.
He's got a lot on his mind. It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
He's actually broken the ship, so it's fair.
We got Spock and Lon talking, and it's like we have a communication problem with the ship, and now we have a murder problem because with the safeties off, we could die in here. We have to solve this mystery. Yeah.
I liked again. Spock's very rigid. Like it's nice. It works. And
Yes.
she called him out in a little bit, and that's very like, ooh, but not quite. And then we go back, we get a lot of interplay between the people, which I liked, but I wish they'd done this earlier to make it mean more or less padding, or like I liked the interplay, best role of your life, how much of it is allegory, how much of it is real.
Yeah. Oh, classic for reals here with five
Oh my
dollars.
god.
My rating. Nobody asked about whether or not the chef always had a beard. Nobody referenced the USS Pegasus. Minus 1,701 out of 10.
Ooh. Yeah. Plot holes. Constant. Those are
Hmm.
all plot holes, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what Kirk keeps saying. And who is this guy?
I always felt that was an improv line because it's at the end of that whole sequence, but it's
Yeah.
like so random but apt for the character. And maybe that's a hint to holodeck, like he's not meant to be here. Like
Yeah.
one last throw to the audience.
Well, because it was based on, well, it wasn't based on a literal story. It was a new story made up from 151 other stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would have gone in, the characters knowing all the other characters. So when the new one showed up, because the computer wanted to throw this twist on, all the
Mm.
other characters like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that we can take that as a maybe is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be too clever in that didn't quite come across, but that's okay.
We got Ortigas's dead body, and
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a light. Really, still.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I was
Um,
like, oh, it's definitely her.
mm.
Because, like, what?
Then she has this brilliant speech about the show
Yeah.
and people caring about a show and how it can affect people, and it really hits on because
Mhm.
the Amelia Moon stories did that for her, right? So, and it's yeah, very much a what Star Trek is about with the fans for sure. So
A surprisingly honest, like, fiction creates passion, creates love, creates people.
yeah, people can be seen, they can felt seen, and then yeah, using political uh,
Mhm.
allegories with like rubber masks and social commentary. Yeah,
This is the sort of speech that in Discovery season 2 or 3 or even 1, you'd be, Jesus Christ, that was cringe, and also make fun of Trekkies. The way Uhura, not Uhura, delivers it is so earnest that it comes across, while too blunt, it's like that's wholesome, right?
hmm
It's nice, although a bit on over the over the top. But I mean,
yeah.
she's just mentioning the show, and obviously it's still also for Arn as well. Like yeah, fiction matters. It makes sense, and she breaks her own accent sometimes, which is when she can't keep in the moment, which I like. And also I noticed in this scene, especially because I said this in another review that, and again I really wish they'd made this clear because I like it if it's real. It isn't, but I like if it is. You never see an exterior, right? And in this
Yeah,
scene, you can
yeah,
see not even a hint of an outside because obviously they're
yeah.
closed, whatever. So if they had said early on in the scene at the start saying how, and guys, vote in the poll, want to get 100 votes, which we have. Great, we'll close that in a second. Um, if they'd said, you cannot get more than the single space you're in. We cannot process all these people, all these set pieces, and the physical set, and an outside. And so like Lan like opens it and just sees a void because it can't generate that, which is a nice limitation, which is still an amazing bit of
Or
tech.
fog,
Yeah,
like it's a foggy night.
yeah. Well, a fog of war for like 100%.
Yeah,
Because in a holodeck you expect to be able to go to the window and see all of Paris, and that's the expectation, right? So again, that because that would make a holodeck far less useful and more training simulation, which is like go through rooms as a shooter. But we asked the audience 100 votes, so this reflects 1% to 1%. What do you think of this episode? We have a three-way tie and a small win,
yeah.
which is kind of a shocking. So 29 people win with meh/nope. But that's
But
disingenuous because actually 44 people either liked it or loved it, which is winning, and 24% said okay. So 72% people actually did like or okay, but the single biggest majority has disliked it. How do you feel about that, Stuart?
not surprised. But the way you
Mm.
delineated that makes it very hard to like read. Should have just been liked it or didn't like it, you know. But
Well,
I
fair.
get what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic for real, $2. But Lon was super hot in this, so plus 1701 out of 10. Perfect. Yeah, and this is with the fireplace flares up, and she's like, "Ooh, a light." Like, really? Who lit the fireplace? Fake fire? Seriously?
Yeah, this I had a problem with, especially second time. There's no reason it turned on except the computer chose to. And given that Spock put the thing in there and Spock's right there and she finds it, and 1 second, that felt
Yeah.
like we're running out of screen time. We've got to jump ahead because this was
It's also
inorganic.
it's also the conveniences of a lot of these stories. A lot of the bad detective stories are kind of like this.
Sure.
So maybe it might not be the best written, not Dixon Hill quality. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, because like normally the scene would work if she turned on the fire herself and then realized it was fake, but it turned on by itself, which means it makes it a bad scene.
Yeah.
But she finds the 30mm. Great joke with Spock about it going off. That's kind of fun. And they gotta go check it out. Back to reality though, as stuff is going to get real bad. With a very calm Pike, which I commend him for, because they could all die right now.
Yeah. Gamma burst coming in. If it hits the ship, they're all gonna die. We need to move the ship. I'd love to, but I can't. Uh, well, we need power. Scotty, yeah, I can give you little incremental bursts of power. You should be able to move
Oof.
now. And it's like you got 30 seconds of maneuvering power. Can you do it? And she's like, I love a challenge.
Yeah. Do you know she
And she
flies the ship?
tries, but most of the ship still gets hit by the blast. So,
But never mentioned again, so it's fine.
yep,
I think it's just a miscommunication of the effects department and the script. Because they have no
yeah.
shields up as well. So they're dead.
Well, he puts them up. He goes
Does.
yellow alert, and then he goes red alert once he realizes there's a problem.
Okay, because
So
I
yeah,
thought the dialogue
and
was that
yellow alert's minimum shields, red alert's full shields.
I assumed Scotty only made power for Helm because that's what I thought they said, not power for everything for 30 seconds.
Well, yeah, he starts off before he talks to Scotty saying yellow alert. We're gonna have to move out of the way. And then when Scotty says, "Yeah, we're having a wee bit of a problem with that," and then he's like, "Red alert." So I don't know how
But
effective the shields would be
he
necessarily.
does say before that there's no shields, and that's before Red Alert, but he hasn't fixed the ship yet.
Yeah.
Hmm. It's not that important. It's the fluff gamma radiations
And
you often get, right?
the Stanleys says,
Oh,
"Wasn't Ortega suspended?" Yeah, there's a line of dialogue earlier with between Mbanga and number
that's
one.
why that scene exists.
Yeah, and it's like we're just kind of short-staffed right now, so I even put Ortega's back on the bridge,
Why are you short
and
staffed?
that's not exactly what I forget what she
No,
said.
fair. Yeah.
Regardless,
Yeah.
regardless, she's back on duty,
Mm-hmm.
and Mbanga says, "Do you trust her?"
And she's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that's already been addressed.
But also, it could have been like 2 months. Could have been 6 weeks. This isn't
That's the
next
thing.
day.
Yeah, this could be months later. We don't know.
Yeah,
There was 3 months between the first and second episode.
yeah. The
Who
fact
knows?
the fact that she was taken off is enough.
And that was only for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So it's fair to say it's under 2 weeks that this is happening, I guess, if you want to look at it that way.
yeah.
But yeah, she was off the duty rotation for 2 weeks.
Yeah, all good. No problem with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the shot's great. The actual space shot of it turning and being hit actually looks wonderful. It's a really, really
Looks
nice looking
great.
shot.
Yeah.
And well done for Scotty. I was kind of surprised we didn't see any moment in the holodeck it was going because that power was needed for the holodeck. Like he moved power, didn't affect the simulation. It would have based on the narrative they were presenting, but blah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. That would have been cool.
Yeah, would have been very cool. But then we see him actually hit bashing the outside, which is lovely and TOS looking.
Yeah,
Right?
and you notice earlier he's moving like really big isolinear chips in the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah.
Blocks. That's cool.
And he's got a little. I mean, yeah, it's very quick, but this is very much like 1960s, with a little bit thinner tubes because they make thinner tubes now. I don't like
Yeah.
the fact that she goes like. So the scene is that they say, "Get me La'an," which is Uhura's job, and Sori says, "Give me, I'll try." So Uhura has to get up, say permission to leave the bridge. He says approved or why. She has to go to turbo lift, be down there, and she walks in. But Anson's still waiting to talk to La'an.
Mm-hmm.
At no point does Anson realize she's out of comms. Doesn't
Yeah.
make sense as a 1, 2, 3 scene. It's not structured that well, and he can't just get in 1 second. So not good editing here, but they've got a lot to cram in because they padded so much at the start with stuff that's less important. But whatever.
Yeah. So her suggestion is to make the holodeck think that you're a hologram to
Hmm.
communicate with Lon.
Great idea in principle.
Yeah.
Not sure how he's going to do that, as in a holo projector recording rooms. I don't know. Is he a program himself? I don't know. Don't think they know.
They don't go into it,
Nope.
but it does work.
Yeah.
Let me get them screening the show and the blooper, but keep the cameras rolling. Keep the cameras rolling. Uh, and then TK gets a phone call, and it's basically about the cancellation of the show. He has a little bit of a freak out.
Hmm. Boom mic follows him the entire time, which is very helpful because it would not be possible to hear. I did love seeing the fake set
Yeah.
because I had to get like, yeah, they got an old camera as
Yeah.
well. That's great. But I'm gonna because I feel like the only thing about this scene, the pre-bit, is that he complains about the acting of the guy, but they played that earlier as if he liked his acting, kind of. But if
Yeah, I know. I know.
this now happens a lot, then he would be more sensitive to it. Although I like how he doesn't understand the scene because the scene is a bit weird about being dumb through having brain particles. I like that because like yeah, the scene's a bit wonky anyway.
It's
Yeah,
almost like what Terry Fisher said about George Lucas. George, you can write this, but you can't say it.
yeah. But then when
Yeah.
Anson comes out and he's like, "Ugh,"
No.
it's such good acting. It's so weird. Like that's not Anson at all. That's why it's not Pike at all. It's such a nuance. Like what the hell are you doing performance? I love it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And then you see Scotty saying, "Hey, Lon, I don't know if you can see this, but you got to you got to solve this mystery."
Yeah.
It's like, no shit.
And also it swaps aspect ratio, by the way, from widescreen to cinema between the two, which I think is a blooper because in the bloopers they put the black bars on, but this is obviously 16:9, so they cut off the credits in the bloopers by the black bar of the rest of the episode, which means it's just an add-on filter. They weren't filmed anamorphic, so that's hopefully they'll fix that for Blu-ray because or it's a blooper in the bloopers, but then that's the actual credits. But yes, real Scotty, pretty great, fun stuff. I think this is the scene that she calls him out for being too calm. Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
which is so true because he would knowing Spock, even the Spock, he would have thoughts and opinions and Vulcan.
Yeah.
He has nothing. In a good way.
Yeah, he
Like,
says he says an accurate assessment. She's like, seriously? Why are
yep,
you not more worried? You told me to stay detached,
yeah,
to
that's
remain detached.
very well played.
Yeah. And then TK comes in the room with a gun,
Oh, he did it then,
drinking.
surely, right?
No,
Oh, oh, okay.
this acting's great. They're trying to get rid of me on my own show. You know how embarrassing that
On
is?
my own show. How embarrassing it is. Still great performance. It's great.
And he's like, there is a murderer here, but it's not me. And Emil's like, it's not me. I was brought in to solve this. I know, but your friend always so silent and watching.
Like a computer.
Hey, were you sent by the studio?
Yeah, and I like how that it's a very small caveat, but yes, if you were from the outside perspective, why does a murder mystery detective always happen to find the best cases? It does look a bit suspicious if you
Mm,
just read it in the paper. Wow, always it's like there's a
yeah,
oh god, I don't it might not be a real thing, but Poirot is like 3 movies where he finds people dead on a train. It's like, well, you're the only one on this train that's the link between them. Like, how you keep be on trains? Because that's the just it's
you're
like,
the yeah, you're the only common denominator here.
yeah, 3 trains in a row.
Uh,
Stop killing people on trains, bro. Well, you're not. Well, you look like you are. So I like a small caveat, but I like it. Now, what did you
yeah.
think was going to happen in the? I know you didn't care, but like, if you had to think back, what was your who you thought did what before Spock was shot? Who did you think did it? What were you feeling? Who you wrote?
I thought he did it. I thought TK did it.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
he's either in a drunken stupor and doesn't remember that he did it,
Yep.
or
Good shout.
yeah, I think that was the original who like
Yeah.
the original murderer for the story, and the computer had to change it, even though all the suspicion falls on him with the way he's been acting. So
Yeah.
from the very first, there's a murderer in this room, and you're not leaving the house until I find them. And he's got his glass on the couch, and he's like, "Mm."
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Well, he's one of the more suspects, yeah. But yeah, he shoots Spock. It is a flesh wound, classic. And
Green
what?
blood.
Yep, bit of blood. And the first I watched this, I was thinking more canon in that when she hugs him, she doesn't smell him, she doesn't feel his warmth, and that's the hint. But the second watch, I'm convinced that's not what happened. I'm convinced that when she hugs him, she knows he would hug her back. And so
After what they did earlier, yeah.
so therefore, if you watch his performance, he's just doesn't move an inch, and she's waiting
Yeah.
for the. So that I actually prefer than what I was thinking, because I smell whatever, but like he's not doing the Spockisms, which that I think is a more convincing that I can't smell him, because that might be hidden by something, but like he's not being himself. He isn't him. This is not, he's not aroused. No, no, joking. But there's clearly, and then she calls out him very, very quickly. And every time you cut back to Ethan, he's just blank. It's great. It's like Vulcan 101. I can't act. As in, I can't emote. It's great.
He's like, the computer made a mystery for me because the computer knew that I wouldn't suspect you.
Because I had the hots for you about an hour before I started. Because then it makes way more sense to have the scanner on her for that one scene.
Yep.
Because there's no other reason for it, really.
No, there isn't.
Never mentioned again properly. And how did you feel when Spock was done? Because I definitely had feels. And what do you all think? Because it's certainly...
When he was done? What do you mean?
No, when it was revealed he's the killer. The whodunit is Spock!
Oh.
What do you guys think?
I thought it was great. It's the new Moriarty. Like I said, with the phrasing at the beginning. I didn't necessarily think that was the case the first time watching it, obviously, but when it did happen, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes a ton of sense. So yeah, and it's much better on a rewatch when you know what's going on. I feel the pacing's even better on rewatches as well because of that. So,
Yeah,
I thought it was a nice little weird twist.
Yeah, weird's a good way of phrasing it. In first watch, there was no hints to it at all, like actual hints. And it does break the logic of the scenario, obviously, because he's not in the scenario. But I guess that proves the point of how dangerous the software is. Because if the holodeck in its current form can cheat, because it totally cheated, right? No one in the scenario is the murderer. It had to invent someone outside the scenario to be the murderer. That's cheating. Yeah. But that's interesting. So if it can do that, what can't it do? And you don't want it inventing bullshit to trick you. So actually it makes a lot of sense. This is like more dangerous. Because, yeah, she trusts him and it's fine. And he acts like Spock fine. And yeah. But then obviously the end is the end, right? There's no trick here. I was kind of expecting some, even the second watch, some payoff to everyone else. But it's like, no, you succeeded. Good job.
Yeah.
And program. It's like, oh, okay. Done.
The classics for real, $5. Very memorable when Scotty talked about holodecks and pregnant Tucker's involvement and Kirk dying on the Enterprise B when he got rescued by Picard.
That hasn't happened yet, classics. Stop drinking.
And John Ford Jr. Is back. $50 super chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, my goodness.
I was prepared to dislike this episode for using the holodeck prematurely in the canon. You were prepared for it, but do you not dislike it? Because we were also kind of prepared to rip it a new one. But with the way they handled it, it was quite well done. They, like I said, they successfully navigated that minefield. Oh, here's the end. Another $50. So thank you so much, John. You're amazing.
Goodness.
I ended up thoroughly enjoying it while appreciating at least the lip service, attempting to reconcile the use of the holodeck within the canon timelines of their seemingly newness to TNG, as well as integration tropes of holodeck episodes. Yeah, that's kind of where we have a video coming out about the holodeck situation, which you should watch. And we also covered a lot of it in our review that we released earlier today. So I'd suggest go watching those because we think they did a pretty fantastic job with the whole situation.
With the acknowledgement, could have been better and smarter. But
yes,
it's kind of the most you could hope for Stranger Worlds, right? So they get nothing perfect. It's kind of the most
It's like the Trelane. They left.
Yeah.
It's like the Trelane. They left things deliberately vague when all they needed was one or two more lines to solidify things. But I think they like generating the controversy and also just discussion among the fan base. So, yeah, bravo to them, actually.
Yeah, it's an effective way of pissing and also not pissing people off. And John, hey, that is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. That starts off our fresh month really, really well. So thank you. You know,
Yeah.
if you want to join in more lives, please do. Your words of wisdom are always welcome, as are your bright colours or smaller colours. Either way, say hi. Thank you so much. Amazing. What would you give out of
Yeah.
10 while you're here? Because I'm interested. You might not be here at the end when we ask those scores, so let us know. But yeah, everything goes fine, and because there's nothing about deliberately killing the ship, so boom, solved. Everything's good, right? There's no actual issue
Yeah.
until you get the after
Then,
report.
well, then you get Pike's absolute disdain for holograms, which we already saw in Discovery. He wanted all the holographic emitters ripped out of the Enterprise. He's like, let's put it in a box and bury it. And,
Big old thing to say
and
that.
Juan's like, it's not recommended to be installed on active ships at this time. And Scotty's like, I'd like to put in a little caveat, a wee tiny addendum. Just needs a dedicated server room and power source. And Pike's like, yeah, include that in the report, but as a footnote in small print. Because Pike doesn't want to see this technology again. Pike's very set in his ways.
Well, yeah, it almost killed the crew.
Yeah.
Like done, right? I'm wondering if the tone of this scene, because I like it's a clever in and out of canon, right? Like having temporal agent and then undoing it by making people forget. It works in its own way. Are they saying here, and you tell me what you think, that Pike's report says it's a failure, and he's expecting that most people are not going to read -19, these might be the fixes, and therefore it puts the program back by a good 10, 20 years
Oh, yeah.
because... Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. Because, yeah, I mean, you would trust the Pike reaction, and then it took 10 years for people to say, no, we'll try it again, but now with just environments, which makes sense. Cool for TS. That, they pared it
Yeah.
down and whatever. The problem is that if all it needs is a computer core, a server, and a power generator, done on Earth tomorrow. This technology works. So it's like they play both parts. Like I wish it was more faulty, or like, well, maybe they could have said it burned out like half of our computer core by overloading it, and it actually damaged the ship
Mm.
as well. Therefore, you can't you wouldn't want to damage, because most starbases don't get the same level of upkeep as a ship that's like the frontier, right? Of we want the push tech, so you wouldn't want to put on like say Starbase 80, and it kills half the station. So that'd be a reason to not. But it's not a true problem with it, you know.
Yeah.
Or if you want to be very, very depressing, you could have had Pike say to number one once they leave, and let's not file the memo. I don't want to risk other crews, right? Which is
Well,
dumb.
they'd have to report back because it was a test of the system under a mission, under during another mission. So,
Yeah, but I can, if it had that line, it's weird. But it's like, okay, now you know why it
yeah.
was just cancelled for because it worked. It fully worked. It worked shockingly well. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
And then we get Una talking to Scotty, and I love how she says, "How many people are aboard the Enterprise?" And they got it right, 203 under Pike's command. Later, it's 430 under Kirk. But that's great. And she's like, "You don't have to do this by yourself. Not that you would have been in the first place, but that's beside the point."
yep.
Um, but then he goes into the whole thing like, I saw an anomaly in the sensors. I wanted to fix it. My CO said they'd take over, and as a result, the sun diver got destroyed and everybody died, and I'm the only survivor, and blah blah blah. So yeah.
And he's probably worked out by now that he works very well under pressure. I say very well, I mean he works under pressure. So adding people in, yeah, it's an odd one because I totally see his point of view, but also,
Yeah.
did he almost kill Arn?
No.
No. Yeah. Yes. Though.
Almost killed the entire ship.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. You're right. The whole.
Ugh. Yeah.
Why couldn't they just pull power? Like cut the EPS feeds to their room.
Well, see, it's the main science lab. You would assume there's a lot of integration there, so it might be more difficult. I don't know.
Hmm?
you could come up with a reason that they couldn't,
Yeah,
for sure.
because they
Like the
say
same
blow it
reason you
up.
couldn't blast open the door of the holodeck.
Yeah, they could say
Because it
that.
said, yeah, I would say it would permanently fry the computer system.
Yeah, like a
So
feedback loop or something. And then is that it? Nope.
uh,
We've got. I guess they scheduled this because they're both in off-duty clothes, and she's wearing earrings and definitely
but
fancy
she's wearing
looking.
a dress.
She's wearing a
Yeah.
dress. And he's in. He boy for a Vulcan who doesn't like touching people because skin is hard to touch. He is touching her. He is caressing her. Boy, he is he's
Under
ready
the
to
guise
play.
of dance class.
It's only logical to cop a feel in dance. Hmm?
Yeah, this is where she says the computer thought I would never suspect you. And earlier, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I thought you wanted to do a thing. Do you want to do a thing? And then they did a thing.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel? Did you see it coming? Were you happy? Did you see
I
him
saw it
coming?
coming, what, last week before?
Mm,
Oh, the week before with
yeah.
Wedding Bell Blues.
Yeah.
I called it then with the look
Mm-hmm.
she gave him.
Mm-hmm.
So, ha.
Just not this soon was expected. Because boy is
No,
it
no, no, no.
soon. This is like
We only have 10 episodes per season, so.
I know. I know. It's I mean it's nice. I like it in the sense that they're very intense people, right? And they can match energy, which Chapel couldn't with him because he had to be more human for her in a subdued like a fun way, but he gets to be intense Vulcan with her, with Laan, and she can match him. So I think it's a better pairing. Maybe not for a long
Yeah.
term thing, but I think they match energy better.
I do love what she says here. I know the feel of your arms when we dance. I know the way we look into each other's eyes. And
Yep.
you didn't look at me like that. Or
Yep.
perhaps I misread the situation. So, yeah.
Yep. There's just that little bit of dance makes you yeah, impassioned. Impassioned. But no, you
And
know, reasonably nice kiss. I'm interested
yeah.
to see where it goes because this is a big old plot thread to throw at us. I'm gonna be
Well,
honest.
this is the cold, emotionless, unavailable Spock that we're going to see in TOS because he gets close to La'an and she either breaks his heart or she dies. I expect
Or
dies,
both.
personally. Or fakes her death because she joins Temporal Investigation, so everybody has to
Yep,
assume that she's actually dead.
that's my hope.
Yes.
That's my hope. Yeah, that she, because she's I mean she's a lovely lady. We've met her.
Yeah, she's
Great
fantastic.
chemistry, great energy. I don't know if she can necessarily run a show, like be a show leader, but you know, Temple Investigation on show would be interesting.
Hmm.
And they kiss, and it's
And then we get the bloopers
mm-hmm.
and the attempted Riker maneuver.
Oh, okay.
It's an homage to the director.
Okay, so your version episode didn't have black bars because I had a different version. Oh, interesting. That's so interesting. So my version, because I got two version episodes. One was slightly higher bit rate. I was sending the smaller version just for quicker sending. So mine must have hard coded by the streaming software, whereas yours didn't. So my version, they literally cut off. Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah, because I was wondering what the you're talking about. You talked about that a few times. I'm like, I didn't see that because this is how it is on Paramount Plus as well.
That's
Um,
really interesting. I wonder why the one I saw was that. Huh. Well, I can see it now. Great. Yeah, the only blooper I
but yeah,
liked.
this.
There you go.
Go ahead.
No, no, you go.
I was gonna say this made me this made me smile. I love that they're wrapped up with this,
Yeah.
and the Riker maneuver and the whole I can't work under these conditions and open this door. It's
Mm-hmm.
some great stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, intentional bloopers are never as funny as bloopers, but
Yeah.
I liked the. What do you mean? It can't be your legs because you got no legs. Like that I thought was funny because they acted that really well. And then yeah, the Riker move was obviously just great, but it should have had like Riker walk on, like Jonathan Frakes, and like fix the chair.
Show them how it's done,
Yeah, or just
or fix the chair.
or
Yeah,
sorry, yeah,
yeah.
like something. It, you know, or you know, someone comes out with jeans. I thought that'd be Frakes. You know what I mean? Until obviously it was the alien, but
Yep. I really expected to see Frakes in this last little
or you
bit.
know that last guy with the beard that helps them. It's literally a guy with a beard. Why can't I be
Yeah.
Frakes?
The dead body should have been Frakes.
Yeah. I don't quite get what paused it at the end because Shatner never goes. But whatever.
No, but I talked to you about that off camera.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I love the view
yeah.
screen being just the set next to it. That's such a good idea. It's so because they're not gonna have projection or CG. So yeah, that was great. Good stuff. And there you
I'm
go.
just taking a real quick look back when number one dies from the
Mm.
poison to see if we can see Frakes, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't. Yeah, no, I can't. All right. Yeah. So there you have it, guys. Our review. We're going to do our final closeouts statements as we always do and give it our scores out of 10. And it's your turn as well. If you're here, it's super chat and a score out of 10. We'd appreciate that. If you want to just put in regular chat, you can do that as well. But, super chat to support the channel would be helpful. If you can, please do so. And yes, we want to hear from you guys. Also hit the like button. 70 of you here now. 57 likes. Let's get those likes up to 70. Go vote on the poll. We have 36 votes currently. We'd like to get that a little higher. But it's, do you care or did you care about the murder mystery aspect of this episode? Yes or no? Go vote.
Let us know what you think. I need to know scores. Because last week, shockingly, we gave a higher score than everyone, which rarely happens. So I want to know what people are going to say on this. And yeah, if you can super chat a few fives, we tremendous as well. Okay. So Stuart, are you ready for the question?
Always.
The question since the dawn of time. What do you think of this episode, Stuart? And how do you feel now, having spent a little bit of time with me reviewing it, as you often do?
Well, as I said at the beginning, I love this episode because it's fun. It starts out fun, it ends fun. I like the context of the show within a book, within the show idea of it. I really wish I could separate the story from the Final Frontiers aspects and the holodeck on the Enterprise bits and the murder mystery, because the murder mystery got a totally different score altogether, but it's supposed to be cheesy and campy, and so I get it, but the pacing really, like the pacing of some of those scenes really killed it for me. I didn't really give a shit about the characters except for Anson Mounts, who was a really good delivery. Um, Everybody else did okay, but it wasn't really interesting enough for me. Um, and this is a weird one for me because I really love this episode, but at the same time, a lot of the middle bits just kind of bore me.
I want to point out to the audience, he did not love this in our first review. We're
Yeah,
not saying these things, so it's already brought you up significantly because this was not your tone originally, which is
yeah.
obviously fine. But like that's just want to point that out, guys. He's improved his thoughts.
It just makes me feel good to watch this episode because I love them when they have fun with that kind of stuff and to be able to make fun of yourself. Like Xena did that a lot. Xena had a lot of throwaway episodes where she was like in the present day and weird stuff. But they also had like 26 episodes a season, which gives you more opportunity to explore that. So I'm glad Stranger Worlds is doing it. But the problem is a lot of people are complaining about that because you only have 10 episodes and people are kind of thinking the show is just a little bit fan servicey and stuff like that, which they're having fun with it, and I think that's perfectly acceptable in my mind.
Thing is, if it was fan service, it would do it properly.
Hmm.
It's not. It's doing it its way. It wants to tell silly stories. It's a storytelling story, not a fan service
Mm-hmm.
story. If it's fan service, they do it
Mm-hmm.
fully, or they'd
Yeah.
go to a starbase and find the first holodeck, and it was like a giant warehouse, and that was the point,
Yeah.
right? It was so big it wasn't shippable. That's how they do it, right? So it's not fan service. I would argue.
Yeah. But no, fantastic Lawn episode, Scotty episode. The Spock and Lawn thing, kind of unanticipated, but yet kind of. I mean, it wasn't a big part of the episode, and I'm sure it'll play into the following ones very well. I think they have a good chemistry together. Um, but yeah, the Scotty moments, Scotty with Uhura and just Scotty being Scotty were great. La'an was amazing. Uh, Not a fan of the Amelia Moon character, if I'm honest. It's not Sherlock Holmes. It's not Dixon Hill. It's kind of like Sherlock Holmes is up here.
It's not
Dixon
Captain
Hill's like
Proton,
here.
you know.
Yeah, but I'm talking detective wise. Sherlock Holmes is up here. Dixon Hill's here. I'm not even somewhere down here. More like a they called it the rags, the cheap books that just aren't that well written, kind of telegraphed. You can see the twists coming and stuff like that. And I'm not a fan of the 1960s aesthetic at all. A lot of fashion crimes were committed back then, um, and they're on display here. So it's an episode I will seek out to watch again. I really Paul Wesley's great as Kirk, not Kirk, but Kirk. And I'm going to appreciate him more as Kirk in the future because of his impersonation of Shatner. So that's good.
Well, and this implies to me that he is going to attempt to act more like Shatner as the seasons go on. Because the fact that he can go to the extreme
Possibly,
means he can bring it
possibly, yeah,
down a bit. Because he said in
yeah,
interviews he's not capturing it. He wouldn't act like Kirk fully. So I could see
yeah,
season 5, the end. He's like, because even though he held himself was far more Shatner,
yeah,
and that you feel like you realize you need that versus Guy. Because
yeah,
Paul Wesley just feels like Guy normally.
yeah. So for my ratings, personal enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a weird one because, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, it's divided for me. The murder mystery thing isn't as good as it could be. If it was set in Victorian times, I would have enjoyed it a lot more, probably, because it's more the genre that I like for that kind of thing. Like I
What
said, the
what
movie
about
Clue.
oh
Go
good.
ahead.
Oh, fish thought.
The movie Clue was basically set around the same time, probably the 1950s or 40s.
Mm,
But I really thought that was fantastic. I didn't
mm,
get a claustrophobic vibe from that movie
mm-hmm.
because you see the exterior of the house, you see out some of the windows. This one very much gave me a sense of unease.
What if it was set in the 90s? Like
I
retro,
have no
but we
idea. I'd
all
have to see it. I have to see
okay,
it.
but like we all lived there, like parachute pants, I guess the 80s, but like something we associate as being far more modern, but it isn't. And then you can make like eugenics war jokes, which would be obviously a bit of, no. Anyway,
I
sorry,
don't know. I'd have to see it. I can't say
yeah.
what it would do for me.
And the joke would be
Um,
Voyager, not TOS. We're
yeah.
lost 40 million miles away from Earth. That's 2 days. I know, shut up.
So what I'm saying is, I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. I love the movie Clue. I love murder mysteries. This didn't do it for me at all. I love that it incorporated the Last Frontier and the actors. I thought that was fun, but it just didn't wasn't firing on all cylinders for me. So it's going to be weird. My personal enjoyment score on this one, because like I said, I do like watching it. I'm not going to fast forward through anything. I don't like doing that. I'll just look at my phone or
Well,
something.
it's notably
Um,
better second time. Like notably, it's
yes,
probably one of the
absolutely.
most probably of all Stranger Worlds, the second viewing improvement of all the episodes. I think.
Yeah, yeah. So score wise for personal enjoyment, I'm going to give it a 8.9. It's
Okay.
pretty up there.
Yeah, that's pretty up there.
For all the Strange New Worlds,
Oh,
it's an odd one again because it's focusing on specific characters, not really an ensemble piece. Their treatment of canon is, I thought it was going to be haphazard going into this, but they did a really good job with it. They curated it really well, and I appreciate that. So they're gonna get a little bonus marks for that. Um, but for all Strange New Worlds as a whole episode, it's not. Again, the murder mystery thing brings it down for me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hate this.
it's
Um,
a really hard part of the show, guys. You don't quite realize this is like the canon of our show, the
yeah.
numbers.
It's gonna be a bit of a disparity. I'm gonna have to
That
probably
happens.
say
That happens.
I'm probably gonna have to say like a 7.85 for all those Strange New
Okay.
Worlds. I don't know. I don't even know because I think that's too high even.
Remember, the first episode for me was a 6 for all for enjoyment, 4 for Stranger Worlds. So you can
Yeah.
have a 2 point disparity. I certainly did.
Yeah.
You can lock that in,
Yeah.
7.85. You
I'm
can have
gonna
a 2
I'm gonna
point.
leave it there for now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, read the super chats and hopefully get a couple more because this has been wonderful to help the channel, guys. As you all know, really, really helps our next month as we are going to continue to work hard because these super chats let us do the content that gets us views, but you might really enjoy. So that's keep that in mind, guys, as John, etc., is proving. So thanks so much, guys. But yes, what are people saying, and then we'll do my my thing.
Sasaguro 2000, €5.
Thank you.
It's another 4 out of 10 for me.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn. Okay.
Ozzy, $5. I give it a 9 out of 10. Mom gives it a 9.1 out of 10. Donnie, 9.4 out of 10.
Oh, Donnie hates
Thanks.
it again. Jesus Christ, Donnie, as in Aussie's Donnie. He hates it. That's crazy.
John Ford Jr., $25. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
8 out of 10. Not perfect, but felt closer to a golden era episode of Star Trek than any other episode of Strange New Worlds so far.
Crossover. That was better.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean.
Yeah, I do too. And Ray Ricks, £5, 7 out of 10. I give it an extra point because La'an is fast becoming my favorite Strange New Worlds character. Yeah. I started out the show hating her character, and she's
Yep.
through good writing and just her being her
Mm-hmm.
and a fantastic actress, like a nice, genuine, nice person.
Mm-hmm.
She's really won me over. So yeah, I agree with that.
I remember we butted heads on that. I liked it from the get. And that's fine.
Yeah,
But
I know.
We were not paralleled at the start.
And it's hard to change my mind about something like that.
Yeah.
It's really hard to change my mind about something like that. So
100%.
all right.
Also,
Now it's Sam's turn.
Also, Ray, you going to Vegas?
Oh.
Because you were in Vegas last time. Ray, anyone here in Vegas this year? Ray, let me know. Sorry, Stuart. Yes.
What do you think of it now that we've talked about it
Yes.
and I've seen all the other people's scores and
Yes.
things like that? Is it better or worse for you? Dun dun dun.
I enjoyed talking to you about it. I think it's about the same as I came into the live. Because I feel like I saw most of the elements. It was just a few clarifications. Yeah. It's
So Scottish Nightmare says Wormhole Extreme did it better. 100%. 100%.
yeah. Well, yeah. But that was a full episode of gimmick.
Yeah, exactly.
And they really went hard, and that was a funnier show. Like they got comedy better. Anyway, yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's I was say strong. It's not necessarily a strong episode, but it's an episode that's worth watching. Like not every genre can hit. Oh, sorry. Side question to you: do you think Frakes directing it actually elevated it, or did you notice? I don't think I noticed much of his directing.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice much at all.
Yeah, I don't think I saw
for
many.
for the Last Frontier stuff. Yes, but they're also emulating TOS, so
yeah, I wouldn't say he added much. Like obviously, another director would have done it differently, but I didn't sense
I didn't either.
It wasn't the director of First Contact kind of vibes, right? Although yeah,
I didn't get the Jonathan Frakes mojo all over this one like I have with some of the other ones he's directed.
Well, I think that was more Discovery though, because he brought Trek back into Discovery.
Yeah.
Although yeah, ironic, he directed a holodeck episode finally. Huh. I don't know if he ever did one because they weren't necessarily his. Anyway, good episode with contrasts. Not the best on the first watch. Genuinely, it's. I mean, would it be fair to say first second watch a 2-point difference, give or take? Because I feel like it raised probably about that for me between the two.
The mystery element, yes, would have raised for me the second time around, but it's still not great.
Sure.
Because I was really not impressed with the mystery aspect of it the first time. I enjoyed the Final Frontier stuff immensely every time I've watched it. So
yeah, the acting's good. Some of it's great. It's weird. It's different. It could have been more canon conscious and connective, but again, they did a good job considering the actors obviously had fun. They got to play, but then you realize how little Melissa had as anyone Ortega's face looking, and it really was a La'an and Spock show. But you know what? She's great, so she owned it. That's absolutely fine, right?
mm-hmm.
You didn't need the blue giant plot, honestly, at all. I think the
blue giant,
whatever, the blue sun they were at, whatever that was, neutron star.
The neutron star.
That didn't need it at all, right? You didn't need that. It took without that, this situation was just as bad, just as dire, and he could have had more time for other stuff. It wouldn't give you much time, but some they could have done a bit more. Scotty's great. A lot less LED wall this week, so it felt more practical because it was. And the season in general felt more practical, which I like. And the TOS allegory is so... You either see them pissing on TOS because cheap sets, crap costumes, bad acting, or you see it as a fun what it could have been if it was truly 60s versus how advanced it really was. It kind of does both at the same time, even though it does neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, very odd, very very odd. Good to see not Kirk be not Kirk. And yeah, it's an episode where some scenes are in the 9s, not high 9, and some scenes are in the 5 and 6s. But there's not many 9s, and there's not many 5 and 6s, right?
That's what I mean. It's a weird because the one balances out the other.
Yeah.
So to find the mid ground is difficult.
Yeah. And I've not read anyone's score, so I'm interested to see what you guys say. I think they could have had a Frakes cameo, at the very least. For me, I'm going to say enjoyment. I'm going to say 7.9.
Okay.
I think doesn't hit into 8 because they missed a few things. It's still my second best of the season, but the season's not been as strong. So I'm happy to say that though. Or like, it's not been quite as great. It's been strong, but not because 7.9 is a great score, right? Discovery would beg for that score. It's just it's missing. It's not an 8. I think that's too generous for me. All the Stranger Worlds, like I like the use of canon in theory because season 1 they didn't use much of that. They avoided it, but then they didn't use it properly. I'm gonna say 7.4. Like just missing the 3/4 mark for all Stranger Worlds. Like there's a good chunk of stuff better, but it's more solid than a lot of stuff. And Great Discovery, they'd probably be a 9 across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Now, what do people think? Because I didn't look at people's scores, so how do they compare?
I don't know. That's for you to read out.
Oh, Super Chat first.
I already read them all.
Oh, I thought that's right. I thought more numbers. Sorry. All right, many people. Let's see what you guys say, and keep voting the poll as well. We've got Devro 8 out of 10, Gorgonzola 8.9, Marco 6.5. Like the details, Wesley doing Paul Wesley doing Shatner, not Wesley Crusher. Campness of the Last Frontier, Riker Maneuver, Mount's acting. Also, I'm okay with the holodeck explanation, but I didn't care for the plot. Roz 8, Michael 7, Stanley 7.5, Chuck 8, Hypno 10. All right, out of 10. Joseph 7.9. Wait for a scroll. And that's all of. Is that all of them?
No, that's it.
Okay, so we're about the range.
We're all in the same ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it could have been better if for the post scene it had been the holodeck with Arn and Spock, and then Riker walks in and says computer and program, and it disappears from their holodeck to his holodeck, which looks the same, and him talk to the computer, him talk to Marina off screen, you know,
No.
like because like one scene, because it wouldn't have devalued the whole thing. It'd be like it wasn't really a holodeck, but like you could double the joke, right? He's
As a bonus feature, sure.
because like the bloopers, right? The bloopers
but...
weren't canon in the sense they weren't anything. But to have Riker de-holodeck the holodeck of the first holodeck adventure, and it's just a single DH shot of Frakes and
that's
TNG.
fan servicey.
But that would give it. That would raise the points for me. That would have upped it
for you.
Yeah. And then it ends up shot Enterprise D for no reason. It's like just there's the D. Woo!
No.
That would have given me.
All right, guys. Let's end this poll with 52 votes.
Beautiful.
Did you care about the murder mystery aspect of this episode, not the holodeck part? No wins with 69%.
Ooh.
Yes with 31.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a lot of people are in the same boat as us. Yeah. All right, and we have 59 likes. Hit the like button to get us 60 if you haven't done it already. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. Check out the Saturday video.
Yes.
Exclusive interview with Chris Huseman from Tomy about the D7.
And there are some exclusives. We get some tweets.
Yeah, we got an episode coming out about the holodeck and our thoughts. So by all means, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
And if you want to see Stuart's actual original opinion, it's in today's editor review because it's not the same opinion. He's evolved.
Yeah.
He changed since lunchtime, as it were. And enjoy Sunday's video. We're doing a bonus ship video as well, so do check that out because it is a pretty fun sovereignty ship. So enjoy that.
Really nice one.
And do tune next week. We love seeing you all here. Thanks for extra interaction. Thanks for more super chats. That's been absolutely amazing. And we'll be here next week to the next review, the next episode, and for then on other topics.
We are your servants when it comes to talking about Trek.
Oh, Jack just appeared. Good evening, because it's about to be midnight on my time. Oh dear. We'll go back and watch it. Our review.
All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time.